Thrushmoor. It's a quiet town in southern Ustalav on the banks of Lake Incarthen. Hardly a memorable thing about it up until recently. The city's citadel fell silent. The guards all disappeared. Then, of course, there was that business at the asylum. The Count's men showed back up. They're an odd bunch, enforcers and performers. Researchers, magical scholars. And a new man with them, too. They were sent in there by the Count, though he's disappeared these days, too. He abdicated his throne, left his manor atop the hill. Who knows what fate Thrushmoor will face now? But I have a feeling these folk have a steady hand in it.
Good news is, Cammy's awake. Bad news is, the riot's dead. Good news is, I have a new friend. Better news is, we got 2 rich people in a guest house, and they pretty much surrendered. So far, the evasion of the mansion's going great.
Surrender's a interesting word for unconscious. I would say.
They're not fighting.
They're not fighting us.
They're not
They gave
fighting.
up.
One of them surrendered.
He finally gave up his sword.
one of them did.
Potato to surrender. Same thing.
You are all gathered here in the upper level of the guest house up at the Iris Hill Manor, the Count's estate here in Thrushmoor, where Count Lowls IV oversaw the operations of not just the town of Thrushmoor, but the entirety of Versex County. Wherever the Count is now, whatever his fate may be, unknown, a mystery. We do know his seneschal, Melisson, is still here, organizing something, a ritual she has been trying to perfect for we don't know how long. But as you sit, tend to your injuries with your bandages and your magic, try to cope with the mounting stress of this whole situation here, which has finally come around to this side of the table, as we now have Marius and MD, our stress leaders, at the top of the board, and Cammy, who gets a break for once in her entire life.
Technically, add 10 to all 3 of those.
No.
Hey,
There's no way I should be that low after the book that I've had.
I'm working my way up to another permanent buff. Like, I don't know what you guys are doing.
As you
Gotta collect them all.
recovered and healed as best as you could, these 2 visitors that you had subdued downstairs and just bound in their bedchamber, casted aside somewhere they will not be a problem for the foreseeable future. You saw something manifest, lights across the town of Thrushmoor, beaming up from an outlying island, from a park far across town, and one from the body of the main manor building itself. 3 shimmering pillars of pale yellow light, almost just like moonbeams poking through the clouds. But there is no moon. There is no night. It is the afternoon, and even through the light of the sun, these are visible. They're not particularly bright. They're not blinding to look at. Perhaps they'd even be better described as strange, smooth pillars of fog or a mist than a light themselves. But whatever they are, whatever their purpose, you're almost certain that you could guess their origin. You, of course, being these 5 amnesiacs who, let's go, where did we start last week? We started over here last week?
Yeah.
We'll go over here this time.
I'm Marcus. I play Marius Greyfall, the ghoulish dwarf ranger.
I don't remember who I play.
And
I'm Colby.
easy,
I play MD, the large, towering, full-blooded orc rogue.
Sneaky.
I'm Derp, and I play Trey, the almost as large, Instead of you one-upping me, I'm now downgrading from you.
It's honest.
We gotta rein the heights back in.
Oh, it gets real reined in real fast. Don't worry. Playing the almost as large frontline fighter, hobgoblin wearing his football-shaped helmet. Fits right over his head.
Little slots for his ears sticking out the sides. He's adorable.
I'm Sully. I play Cammy, the itty bitty gnomish lady who is currently playing dress up.
It's true.
I'm Kevin. I play Easy. Also, trying on some noble clothes and their jewelry and seeing what fits, what I can fence. And, I haven't even stormed. We have 3 more houses left, and I'm tired.
You had, having taken control of this guest house, opened very easily and without any difficulties their suitcase, which contained a wide array of extravagant nobles' gowns and outfits, traveling coats and jackets and finery, and a heap of Dalian's jewelry, which you are, I guess, playing with in between your...
I can't bend
Yeah.
my fingers. It's just all ring.
How it got into her mom's jewelry box.
But after nearly an hour up here, the worst of your injuries would be tended to. You would be patched up and prepared as well as you can. These beacons throughout the village, having appeared some 30, 40 minutes ago, still visible out the windows, but perhaps a little faded, slightly less bright than when they had first appeared. You can't say for certain. If they're changing, it's certainly very, very slowly.
And while we were healing up, could I have tried to identify these again?
Sure.
12 for both, the ivory opal ring and the baldric.
Ivory opal ring. Do you have it at success?
I have nothing.
Then you can get it to success. So I think we traded because you had the
Yes.
oopsie paper last time.
Oh, it says it can sense the presence of spirits and alert me.
Can I do gilded green cloak and gilded green boots?
Gilded green cloak. Do
11.
you have it at success?
Yes, they're both a success.
Oh, they're both at success. Okay, cloak. I'd let you open that all the way, because you've been using it for a while now, and it's technically one off, but
No, it's right. Ooh. Okay.
When I took
I literally rolled the same thing for the second one, so go ahead and roll them both.
I need to know what these do before I meet.
We're gonna learn.
Is
Okay.
Is it the elven kind?
Yeah,
They're both
Yep.
it's the set.
Yeah.
look like an elf.
I would say that when I put on my fancy dresses, I'm trying on all the outfits, I would have taken off my fine yellow sash. And I
Okay.
will not be upset if somebody snatches this, because it's probably not as helpful in my hands.
What's it even do?
I want to attempt to identify
Oh,
the sash
wait, wait.
with a 10 on religion.
There's nothing you can divine out of there that Cammy hasn't already found. She is.
This sounds like it's right up my alley.
You put it on with the baldric, you'll just turn into that guy. It's. I mean, you saw him. It seems appropriate.
Yeah, I will absolutely wear
You
that.
add it to your magical item stack that you have over
I've
there.
never even gotten close to the threshold, but at this rate, I'm wearing 4.
It's still not close, but
Not-
getting there.
That's closer than most of the time.
With all of that, the couple that you have subdued, bound as they are, show no signs of coming to anytime soon. And even if they do, they're going to have a pretty decent amount of rope to contend with before they can become any kind of a problem. You feel relatively confident leaving them behind for now.
Whatever ritual they're trying to do, they've already started it. Screw clearing these other buildings. Let's just get in there and find the source.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, if I see Reese in there, just don't let me be alone with her. I think that's a bad idea.
That is a very
Yeah.
bad idea.
Yeah.
We won't let
I'll
you do
something,
that.
Do something stupid.
What were
probably.
what were the remaining? We had the stables and one.
You
other-
know that next to the guest house are certainly the stables, and then there is a larger building next to the manor. Definitely the biggest one other than the main manor itself. And anyone who's trained in society that wants to make me a check, because that building is not obvious in its purpose. But if you want to attempt...
24.
Okay, 24, I would How's it you who knows this?
I didn't pick my trained stat.
Yeah, it's just funny because society is such a wide spectrum. That
You're the
it's-
one who said
it's-
I'm trained in society.
It's just
sir.
funny that it's between like street level knowledge, but it's also like, oh yeah, I understand how noble manor grounds
Yep.
are probably organized. I know what this is for. Perhaps fitting that you would recognize what's almost certainly a detached servants' quarters. This seems like the kind of setup, especially with the way the manor is organized. The wings are relatively low. You can see there's the main entrance in between the two wings of the manor right up the front drive, but there's a second entrance on the side that almost certainly leads directly to a dining room on the side of the building right next to this estate. You'd think it's very likely, especially with the huge chimneys, that the kitchen and the places where the servants stay and sleep is all entirely separated from the main manor itself.
And the light's definitely coming from the man.
The light's coming from the main manor
Yeah.
building, yes, not
So-
the servants' quarters.
I'll relay that information and then just straight towards the nearest doors, which would be, I don't know what we assume that room to be, but it's the double doors closest to us.
With that 24, the closest ones you would think would probably lead to a dining hall. It is probably those doors' purpose is to just be like open for an event or a gala, so just like the outside area is connected directly to this interior hosting space, whereas the main entrance in between those two wings probably leads into a more traditional foyer.
As we get a little bit closer, can we see the servants' quarters? Does it look like the door opens in or out?
A servant's quarter door would look like it opens out. In fact, all of the doors would look like they open
Could I-
outwards.
Are you
Try-
going to penny lock the door?
Yeah, could if there's like a chair in like the last building we were in, could we just kind of wedge the door just in case there's people in there?
It would certainly slow them down.
Gives us
But
warning.
like, yeah, it would also give you warning. They'd have
Yeah.
to bash it open.
Is there a cowbell in the stable?
There's
Bunch of
got
soda
it's
cans.
a stable.
If you want to go in the stable, look for a cowbell. Absolutely something you can do. You have dining table chairs in the guest house if you want to just, set up something that will make a loud noise if they try to bash their way out.
We
Fire
could put like
marshal.
some of the like jewelry,
Do you mind? If,
Over
that's
this
not a bad
chair.
idea.
and then it's like jingling.
What are you all doing in exploration mode here as we look across the grounds and plan?
Do we mind if I kind of wanted to glance in the stables? That seemed relatively low risk.
Go for it.
There's a horse.
Doesn't bother me.
Okay. I kind of wanted to.
Readying
I'm
a reaction.
seeking-
I don't really need to go into the servants' quarters. That one seems like there could be people in there, but the stable, I'm just like, couldn't hurt to check.
But what are you doing though? What's your?
I think that would be seeking.
You're seeking. Yes, you want to go look
Yeah.
through this place. You want to see if you can find anything of value or of assistance, perhaps.
Excuse me. I'm seeking.
Seeky boys, all right. You're
Ready to stab.
prepping to attack of opportunity, which is a technically homebrew exploration activity to give him his reaction should a fight start and he is low on initiative. He's at least ready enough to have his reaction up.
I'm thinking.
You're thinking recalling some knowledge, all right.
Also seeking, looking at windows.
Got all the Seeky boys already.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their eyes open, kind of looking.
Investigate.
Seekers, give me a perception check.
We peeping. Okay, no, that was a 17, and you bounced it off. So it landed on his
Don't touch my dice with your dice.
It wasn't even touching. It was just the heft.
Oh, it literally just bounced the rubber of the
that's
tray.
the thing that came off like a centimeter off the tray.
23.
Lol.
I rolled a 17 for a total of a 30.
23 is honestly not bad. That's like DC by level for a level 7 is 23. That's not low.
17 with a plus 14 for a total of 31.
31?
Roasted
Natural
potato.
20 for 36.
Okay.
You
So
can bounce mine off.
Easy's looking around.
At an average level.
You're
He's
very
looking for cowbells in the horse
He's-
stable.
as you head toward the stables here, you can see that you've got the doors on the southern end lead into the main building itself, but I mean the stables on the side are just open, and a lot of the tack and supplies are generally probably kept out there. You probably wouldn't even need to go in the building to try to look for a cowbell, though I mean you could if you don't find one in the stable itself. Both of you two, as you approach the stables, would hear very kind of oddly soft the whinnying of a horse. Now, the stable's open. As you can approach it, you can see that there's not a horse visible, at least in the actual exterior stable itself. Marius, with a natural 20, you would hear that something was very off about the sound. It wasn't natural.
Ghost.
Not
Ghost horse.
ghost.
I don't think it's a ghost or the ring would alert me.
Something seems
pony.
very weird.
A ghost pony.
Maybe we don't want to go
A
inside.
dream.
Um,
Back to the dining hall.
As you would
A
get
nightmare.
Oh. Are you are we avoiding the stables? Are we like that's weird? Bye.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think I'm fine just putting a chair up by the other door.
We're
and
Going back to our
Tie the
roots of
stable.
closing the
putting,
door on
yeah,
the weird thing.
putting a
Chain
necklace
those
or
up, too.
necklace
Don't need
or
a
something
cowbell. Not
over
worth it.
No.
Let's stick a dining chair under the door. Call it a day.
Oh, maybe like was there a piece of glass fine where the fall
Yeah,
over
the guest
off the
house is
chair?
pretty well
There's
appointed. They
stuff
wouldn't
that
really
makes
have
no
He's
that.
second
We're
on
not gonna
a
invade
Rube
it.
Goldberg
A little
machine.
tower, yeah.
We had tons of
They open the door and it knocks the chair over, and the chair pulls on a string that
Yeah.
drops a
Yeah.
bucket down
Bucket
from
drops
top that lands on
flour.
this lever that makes a ball start rolling. And like,
At the
It's
end
just
of
a
it,
ghost horse.
no, at the end of it, all it does is raise a little flag that says alert. Takes 5 minutes to get there. By then, you're already dead.
the fight's going, and the Rube Goldberg is still processing in the background. You can jam a chair up into the door. it's no
Perfect.
problem. I don't need a roll or anything for that. The point's not to stop them. The point's to slow them down a little and make a big noise.
All right, Trey, how do you want to enter? You want to peek the door or you want to boot?
I'm gonna see if it's locked.
Okay. I mean, you could check the handle. It doesn't appear to be.
if it just
no,
opens, it's
seems like
opening
just
it. If
opens.
it's locked, I'm
okay,
kicking
yeah,
it in.
very easily. You reach up and try it. The handle seems to open. Well, it doesn't seem to be locked. It looks like it certainly can be. But you pull this dining door open and reveal, exactly as you would expect, a decently sized dining hall on the other side, with a pretty large table dominating most of the space, 8 chairs around it, a glass-paned cupboard, and a fire going in the fireplace in the opposite corner, warming the room for its several occupants that are sat around. And as you open the door and you look at them, and they look at you, you can everything kind of pauses for a moment. There's 3 figures just sat around the table. They don't immediately spring up to attack you or anything. They're not launching themselves into battle. 2 of them have some platters in front of them with some simple food that looks like it's been prepared. Doesn't look fancy. In fact, it looks more like rations than something that would come out of a proper kitchen. And the other is just sat with a pair of books in front of them. All 3 of them just kind of staring towards the door, a little wide-eyed and a lot suspicious.
Are they just people?
fight us. They're off the clock.
Yeah, they're on lunch break.
Yeah.
They
It's just like 3 dudes chilling.
Just 3 dudes chilling.
Yeah, their
2
union
dudes and a
says
lady.
that they can't do it.
I'm gonna try and lie to their faces. Because they look like cultists.
I mean,
Or they look like people.
they just.
The
What
cultists
is
are
a
people.
cult? They're not wearing like
Yellow.
hooded cloaks
No, like
drawn about
Clear
and like,
yellow.
holding
things.
candles in front
it's
of them,
just-
chanting ominously.
They've
They
got
just-
a-
It's
they've
just
got a
dressed like
sticker.
normal people.
They just look like people.
don't
They
have a-
do, notably, again, not that it's strange and Galarian have blades
Yeah,
at their
everybody
waists.
has
One of them's the one reading the books. The lady with the books, her sword is up on the sword and sheath. They're just up on the table because she's kind of like leaned back with her feet up on the table, so the sheath didn't really fit super well. And the way their shirts hang look like there's armor underneath it, but it's pretty light. Ooh, looks like everyone needs some heroics from a Sane 221.
I'm immediately gonna blow it on something.
Cards going around.
Thank you.
Cards going on an
you.
adventure. Oh no, my page fell out. Who gave it to us? A
Sane
Sane 221. And I do believe that everyone is an everyone off of the amount that's there. I'm included too.
Thank you so much.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. We have a sign. This
I'm
is
at
me.
3 now. Thank you. That's extremely generous. What's everyone got? You got cool stuff?
Pierce resistance.
That
Even
sounds cool.
coal burns to ash.
Reckless charge. Was that wise? No, but it worked. And also the one
That's a reroll, baby.
the one from Scott was strike true. You've got one chance to make it count.
Distract foe. You call that a swing? Pathetic.
Push through the pain. I'm fine, but that one took a lot out of me.
Surge of speed. Swift winds will
It's a
guide
lot
us
of
to victory.
a lot of fast in these cards. It's a lot of things that sound like they're for
I
general.
got short
purpose.
legs, so that'll be good.
You need assistance. All right. What were you going to do there?
I was
Trey?
gonna lie to him, but I have a better idea.
Okay.
Same offer I gave the two in the guest house. Drop the weapons and leave, and you're fine.
What happened to those?
Intimidation.
And just, I mean, okay. Go ahead. Do you have group coercion or? anything
No, I'm
like
just
that?
talking to the closest one.
Okay, just the guy the closest to you. You're trying to convince the one of them is significantly closer than the others.
One is in my reach.
That is
the other two are
that's
not.
the lady that's like kicked back with a book in her hand, another one at the table, and she just kind of looks at you,
Natural 20.
very scared.
I was about to be like, could I help? I'm like, no, it's not.
There's no helping him.
And she just sits there, kind of frozen for a minute. It's on the table. It's not in my hands. Okay, do you want me to pick it up and drop it?
They can drop theirs. Leave.
And she just slowly kind of takes her feet off the table and puts the book down, and stands up from and just sort of stands up and looks over at the other two, and they look at each other, and look back at you. So it's true then? You
No memories. I don't care about the ritual. I care about Malevolence. She's been trying to kill us for days. Can't just let that slide.
you don't recognize me at all?
No. You're all free to leave.
No, I'm not gonna fight you. A, I'm not stupid. And B, doesn't feel right. He reaches down towards the belt that has his sheath blade, not towards the handle though, just towards the buckle, and undoes the entire belt and just puts it up on the table and looks across the other guy, who stands up and does the same. He doesn't say anything. He just sort of keeps looking back and forth between you and his partner, who looks back at the whole group of you again. None of you, nothing? Who is this?
Helpful.
A ghoul?
More helpful than Malevolence's been.
Well, he wasn't a ghoul until recently.
It's actually kind of a sore subject, so it's kind of messed up that, anyways, I
Yeah,
wouldn't say that about somebody when I first met him. We don't remember you. That's the gist of it.
Well, that seems obvious.
Probably good people though. Sorry, we got new friends, but we can rekindle our old friendships.
As long as there's
I
no
just
stabbing
don't-
involved.
You don't owe me an explanation, I suppose. Not that you'd remember one if you did. I don't get this. This is... Aren't you the one that helped Melisande set all of this up? You're the one who figured out how to do all of this. The journey wouldn't be possible if you hadn't put all that work in. It was your research. She said you'd probably be coming, but I'm not insane enough to fight you, and I don't think she expects us to either.
Just go back to town. The lady over in the guest house is gonna try and do the joining again some other time. Melisande won't be around to see it.
We got a militia in the guardhouse, pretty much. We got old Galston's in
What,
there.
are they gonna run me through if I walk out there?
No. If you don't have weapons on you, you're good.
Look, I'm not gonna be in your way. I'm not gonna do anything. It's just... Where else are we supposed to go? Can you just... trust us?
No. We
Too many
trusted-
shapeshifters.
We trusted Melisande a lot.
Cammy.
Uh-oh.
A
Paranoid.
little paranoid.
Yes.
This guy... No, you don't remember him. But you've met not a super small amount of people throughout Thrushmore that you once knew. And, I mean, sure, maybe a lot of them you don't have any kind of recognition, but usually if it was important, especially if it was related to something like this, it's always kind of triggered something. It's always made you think of something. And something feels really off to you about this. But you have no idea what.
I'm going to activate the Fine Yellow Sash.
Okay.
One action with the command rally yourself to emit a terrifying presence to several targets. I assume this lets me intimidate multiple people.
That's what it does, yeah.
Cool.
Leave or die with Millicent.
Cammy, you could have done that. You did.
And I'll reroll the 2 with Pierce Resistance. The one that I just got, which I said I would immediately use. So here we go.
A sane big reroll, thanks.
Mm-hmm. There's the 20.
Big reroll! Big reroll!
Oh,
220
value.
so far this session.
Yeah.
I have like 3 ripples.
The woman closest to you turns to the other two.
And this is, I guess, a demoralize.
It would be a coerce, is what it is.
Okay, I don't know.
It's a coerce is like you're not inflicting the frightened condition. You are trying to convince them to do something.
Perfect.
Is what you're going for. So it's similar to using diplomacy to try to convince somebody. Just
Works
the,
for me.
the I'm gonna kill you version.
Yeah. Which I will.
The lady closest to you, who's long since already stood up and backed away from the table, turns. Guys, are you stupid? Look, there's no point in this. Just come on, let's leave. We can't do anything. They'll kill us. They'll kill everyone else. The star thing isn't gonna make a difference.
What star thing?
The Star Vampire.
See, they even know about it. How is it going to
killed
stop the
one.
Millicents that they've already killed one? And the guy that's been talking just pinches the bridge of his nose. Can you just shut your idiot mouth? Fine. We'll leave. Best of luck.
Thank you for being the most reasonable people we've met in a while.
And if you don't stop her,
I'll
the woman
move-
is out.
Yeah, I'll
And
move out of the doorway and let her just leave.
the two guys at the end of the table are much more slowly going to make their way out and just look across the group of you, eyeing this weird little ghoul as they pass, give him a pretty wide berth, and make their way out as well. Leaving this dining room empty, save for you five.
And their food.
Maybe the
and
vampire?
some abandoned food.
The Star
Abandoned,
Vampire's
sad-looking-
in this building somewhere.
Good.
Well, we knew that much.
Yeah, but now we know for sure. Where? Keep an eye out.
Yes, actually can
Combat avoided with nat 20s.
Like, no, leave. Now, this dining hall, to save me reiterating on how needlessly extravagant everything throughout this manor is going to be kind of indicative of what a lot of the rest of these rooms are going to look like. The Lowls estate is clearly a place with a lot of money. That said, it's run by, well, not a very organized man. Count Hasserton Lowls IV is a bit of an eccentric, and that comes across not just in decoration, but just in how much stuff is kind of everywhere. In addition to all the dishware and cutlery and racks of wine bottles and everything else you would expect to find here, there are sets of drawers and near enough to filing cabinets tucked underneath a staircase on your right that seems like it leads immediately up to the second floor. And scattered across basically every open surface are errant bits of paper or strange, small little eccentricities, odd trinkets, many of which look little more than ceramic jugs or pots or filters, some of which are simple, almost raw pottery, some of which are glazed white, like Chinaware-esque things, and interspersed throughout that are all kinds of what are almost certainly worthless, but just bizarre and grotesque little trinkets and souvenirs. Things like the clawed, detached feet of crows, or strange little beads carved into intricate but unnerving, wailing faces. Just eccentricities tucked everywhere. It looks like the house of a madman. It's not dense and packed enough to be. It's not like a hoarder situation. It's not piled high everywhere. It's just on nearly every surface there is something. It's just as if it was left there, just forgotten and never bothered to be moved anywhere else.
All right, then.
Just keep moving.
Should we check upstairs?
We do the ground floor first.
We're not gonna find the Stella at the top floor.
Yeah, we might find backup on the top floor. If fighting breaks out and they come down from behind us, that's a problem.
Yeah, but if fighting breaks out and they chase us up the stairs, it's the same issue.
Well, they're not going to chase us up the stairs. When's the last time we ran from anything?
Either way,
It doesn't make me much difference upstairs or downstairs. I just want the place cleared.
Do we hear anything from upstairs?
You would hear absolutely nothing, but you can, Seekers, give me perception checks. Just as you kind of plan
Is
here.
the star vampire in the room with us now?
As you sort of make your plans in the middle of this chamber and sort of look around at what there is.
5. Got a 5 for 21.
Sick.
I rolled an 8 for 22.
Sick.
I'm distracted. I'm playing with a little shrunken head. I got a 2.
You guys look around. Yeah, you do find all kinds of weird little things, but
I'll keep
stopping
this
from
one
with the listen up the stairs, none of you hear anything. It is after the retreat of the 3 figures that were in here, almost deathly quiet in the mansion, save for your own boots on the wooden floor.
All right, I'm going to run upstairs really fast and look.
you want me to take the lead?
I'm gonna switch to avoid notice. Just 1 second, quick peek.
Okay.
I'm gonna try doing this in chainmail.
Ooh.
Very sneaky.
It's just a penalty, right?
Shink. It's -2. Yeah.
That's not terrible.
It is upstairs is perhaps the worst possible situation for that because having to raise your knees up through step after step naturally displaces a lot more chain.
Slowly.
Of course, you're going to do it slowly and you're going to try to do it quietly. But as you make your way up these stairs until you get up closer to the landing, seeing this banisters railing around the top of it, you reveal a very small little landing. A door, a single door, kind of at a switchback landing on the top that leads up to the upper level itself. As you just get to the point where you can see up over this, all of you would hear a pretty heavy creak from the staircase near the top as you lay your weight on it. Make me a perception check. Oh, you're not seeking.
I'm not seeing.
You're trying to hide.
E.
I think when the rest of us hear this, I would certainly. We need to. He's not gonna get by on that one. I
mean,
heard that from down
it's
here.
like a little staircase. So you can all see him. He's right there. He's
Yeah.
like 6 feet from you. He's not like out of sight or anything.
Okay.
Kronk theme
Like,
playing.
it's one staircase
it
to a
wrapped.
landing. Like,
I mean, could I do another perception check to see if I hear other shifting from upstairs?
none of you would hear anything save for that big creak.
Take a moment, look back down.
Let's just go upstairs and deal with
Yeah.
it.
And I'll just go on ahead and take the lead.
Switch to seeking.
The group of you move around up to the top level here. This landing not even large enough for all of you, so some of you still filing up the stairs as
I
Trey.
should be in the lead.
Trey or MD?
Yeah.
If he wants to be in the lead, that's
MD.
fine.
It's just you have a reach weapon.
That's fair.
And I can cover both doors from the middle.
Tactics brain.
Yeah.
It's a very tight hallway. I don't know
It
if
is a-
two
it is
big
a
fellas
pretty-
could get past each other to switch places.
It is a pretty tight little
You're gonna
space
hit
up
that
here.
creak
You're
on the
gonna need to get in
staircase
there.
so many times.
You do hear this
It'd be a very manly embrace,
staircase
trying to get
creak
past.
again as the group of you walk over it, pretty clearly signaling your approach.
On
as
the
you
fifth
come up.
creak, a fireball explodes.
It's ticking down every time. And again, this interior door is not locked. As you reach MD, everyone behind you stacked as well as they could be. You turn the handle, and open the door into another warm and well-appointed room. This time, seemingly a sitting room. Another large fireplace. I love fireplaces. Another large fireplace, and on the around
There's
the
no central
corner,
heating.
taking up most of the room itself, is a pretty large circular table with stuffed and leathered high-backed chairs set in a ring around it, several of which are occupied with yet more figures. This time, one of them, blade already drawn, the rest of them hands on their blades that quickly move to stand as you approach. Again, not throwing themselves at you, but a little more concerned than the ones that you walked into down the dining hall. The walls covered in patterned wallpaper and small paintings of just the surrounding landscapes of Thrushmore. It is a warm, comfortable, and, well, save for these three very kind of spooked figures, would be an otherwise very inviting space. Three of them look at you. Go ahead and throw me your perception checks looking around the room here.
Okay, we did it.
14 plus 13, 27.
27, all right.
12 plus 16, 28.
28, okay.
A natural 20
Hey.
plus 14.
Unnatural.
A
natural 20.
plus 14 is 34.
As you look into the room here, the one closest to you has already got his blade drawn. The other two are quickly scrambling to their feet to draw theirs as well. They're seemingly defensively. If the people below downstairs are to be believed, Melison's kind of told everyone you were all probably going to show up. The rest of the room, you two, doesn't have anything particularly notable other than it's kind of an interesting repetition. There's three big mahogany sidebars, or sideboards up on the walls, or against the walls rather, with these big brass candle holders set on top of them. You, MD, with your natural 20, aren't looking at that, though. You're not looking at the people either, though it may look like you are at first glance. You're looking a little past them, because above that table, you see a large but faint shimmer in the air. The man with the blade out, standing his ground, just looks at MD. Allison told us you'd be coming back. Why?
For Melicent.
You built this! Why stop it now?
Because we don't know what this is. Melicent hasn't told us anything. We come back from the asylum and the first thing she tries to do is kill us. Why?
I don't know. What did you do?
Nothing.
I mean, hold on. Actually, I want to be, and I'm going to edge kind of forward. Now, wait a second. I'm so tired of everybody saying, well, you built this, and you did this research. The first thing I said to Melisson when she told me about all this stuff was, yeah, sounds cool. I was interested. She cut us off. She tried to kill me, like so many times. If this is my research, then I want to be here for it.
MD, you can see that haze kind of creeping towards you. You even just barely see the guy in the front, like his focus shift for a second as he shifts a little bit as it passes over him.
If you have control over that thing, tell it to not come any closer.
You're not leaving. You're not leaving this room. And
one thing.
That,
I can't see.
That one thing, it's going to become very immediately apparent. I need some initiative. All right, I'm going to get goobers and
It's just initiative.
thing.
I'm gonna use
He sneezed, Gesundheit.
the sudden turn of aggression kind of caught MG off guard for once. I'm gonna go ahead and use a hero point from the thing to reroll this. Cock.
I can see how cocked that is from here. That was on its side. Oh, that looks good. That looks better. Marius.
14 for a total of 30.
Solid. MD.
11 for a total of 25.
Not bad. Trey.
24 on a 10.
Cammy.
I'm actually gonna hero point it. Thank you, Tim C. Cammy looks up and says, "Never mind, that's a 1." I was gonna say a little jaunt about how I did that better, but I didn't.
You did it worse.
I did it worse. So that's going to be. I mean, I still have. So it's a 15.
15. Easy.
13 plus 13, 26.
This is 24, 25, 26 right in here in the middle.
Yeah, we're a team.
The fellas.
Them boys.
22.
What was your total, Marius?
30.
The fellas also with a 30 on a natural 20.
What?
Oh boy.
And the weird shape
Is it a weird shape?
We know what it is.
We know what it is.
It's going to get a 25, which puts it here, I think. It was
Yes.
24, 25, 26.
I was a 25.
So first, the closest man here, no idea what the hell Cammy is talking about, is immediately blade in hand going to step forward towards her and stab out towards this small little gnome child.
No, I don't have my
boy,
reaction.
here we
Never
go.
mind.
Not yet.
I can't try and
Um,
disappear.
You would have. I mean, this is a. It was not. You saw these people here. They had blades out. I'd say everyone. You got reactions.
He definitely stepped.
Yeah, he's right there.
Yeah.
He knows what's about to happen. He's being careful.
Yeah, I'll try and disappear. Close, but no scar.
Oh, almost. He's going to strike out for. Even before you can react, you are flat-footed. This a 19.
No.
And as that misses, the tiny little gnome dips out of the way. He's going to try it again.
You did disappear a little bit.
I'm swinging back and forth.
For a 29.
Yeah, that'll hit.
That was a little better.
Yeah. Well, you know.
It was a warm-up. He had to warm
It was
up.
a war- He didn't expect you to actually dodge. He just sort of
Yeah.
thought you'd just let it happen.
It's
You did not.
understandable.
So this second hit is going to land, and you are going to take 13 points of piercing damage. In the back, the first of these fellas needs to draw his weapon, and then he is going to rush up to form a bit of a line here with this fella in front of MD and take a swing at you. MD.
He is going to get chunked.
He is coming into the edge of your reach, not moving through it with 10 feet.
I have 10 foot.
Yeah.
It goes down that wall 10 feet.
I'll give it to you with cover. I'll give it to you with cover.
As a spear just flashes out at a very awkward angle. And. Oh, it's an awkward angle. That's a 1.
Fair enough, yeah. That's it can't quite get into the door frame over Cammy and the fight that's happening.
I'm not
going to
get to use this for this fight, so I'm going to reroll the 1.
Okay. Screw it, send it.
That's from Scott.
Scott!
To a 12. So, 31.
31 with his cover is a regular hit.
He's
AJ,
flat-footed.
Gang up.
Gang up.
It's not flat-footed when you
Oh,
hit
it
him,
triggers from the
'cause
leaving
it triggers from the
square.
square he's leaving. So
Okay.
he's
So,
not
yeah,
in your
fair,
reach when he
fair,
hits
fair.
him. Yeah.
That is a 31 then.
31 will hit.
You did it.
The cover makes it not crit. Like,
That's important.
it is important for him, his aliveness.
Well,
His bones.
that's max damage, so
Ah,
it's going to
his
hurt
al-
his bones a little bit.
Aliveness may
So,
not be relevant.
19.
Ooh, okay, well, alive, but he doesn't like it. Not happy about that one. Nope, not at all. Now he's only got one swing here, having to pull out his weapon and move up into range.
It's a good thing it wasn't a crit, or he would just be gone.
He is going to take a swing as he rushes in at MD's flat-footed here.
Deny advantage.
At MD's regular AC here.
You rolled like a 20 for their initiative.
Still going to be a solid 30.
Okay, it's still a good hit.
But it is not going to get sneak attack, as you're able to react, only taking 9 points of piercing damage from his blade. And the one in the very back is going to draw out their blade as well. Well, put his hand on the blade and just kind of wait a second. Like he's waiting for something. Marius.
Oh, this is an awkward position.
It is a bit weird. You're kind of stuck on the
Especially
back
for
of the
a-
stairs.
For
Yeah.
a bow and arrow.
I'll
We're in a house now.
I'll hunt prey on the guy who's close, who's I guess in front of MD. The
Yeah, you can kind of see this fight happening in the doorway, but that's about all you can see
yeah.
at the moment.
Do I have any real options for movement right now?
Pushing past and into the room would be somewhat difficult. Through a doorway, definitely gonna be difficult terrain every square of the way here. So it'd take you, I imagine, at least 2 move actions to get out into the room if you wanted to.
I think I mostly just want to get next to Cammy if I can.
There's not any squares
Yeah,
in the next to
that's my
Cammy department,
problem.
unfortunately. She's sort of in the middle of a brawl.
Starting another bar fight.
I guess I'll. Yeah, I'm not really sure. This is very strange.
Holding her.
I'll stay where I am, but I'll at least just I'll use my clan protector to give an AC bonus to people who are adjacent to me.
Okay.
Parry.
Trying to help out as you can, just a little bit of a defensive parry. With that, though, kind of stuck in the hallway similarly, easy in the back.
So you said it was difficult terrain, right?
Definitely to push through everyone, yeah.
But if I have fancy boots, it's not that bad.
Dancing his way down the hall!
I don't know. Is that one action to use the boots? I think I understand that icon. It's not filled in.
If it's not filled in, it's a free action.
Then I just
Oh my gosh.
do the boots. I click my heels together. And I'm like, excuse me, pardon me, coming through. And I'm gonna go up front there.
He's just gonna twirl his way past everyone.
Rainbow order.
Excuse me.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
That's what the bard was after.
We should get a bonus now.
That's all we had to do.
And that's the end of Strange Aeons.
The bookshelf opens up.
That's what the bard was after the entire time.
Meow mouse comes
You
out.
made
of
the
bookshelf.
rainbow.
And I pop out and I'm like, you got all your odd trinkets like crow's feet. so we can't be beat. We got a shrunken. Look at this little shrunken head. That's like you all are gonna be dead. So you better retreat.
What is he saying?
You better retreat.
Let him cook.
And that's,
Let him cook.
That's courage. Everybody's
Yeah.
gonna get a +1 to attack damage, and you can't be. Well, you have extra save against fear. They're the fear ones.
Fair enough.
Okay, so I still have 2, and then I am going to, as part of that, throw the shrunken head really hard at the guy in front of me.
Woo.
Okay. I thought that 12 was 21 for a second, which is impossible. I got excited
I
for a
rolled a
second.
21.
Oh my gosh.
12 plus 15 is...
That's 27. That's
27.
Yeah, it's gonna hit him. He's
Okay.
right in front of you.
Right in front of
As
me.
you go to fling this, he does see the head start to shoot out and tries to dodge out of the way reactively. It's not going to make a difference. 27 is still going to be a normal hit.
I get 2.
Oh yes.
Whoa. This guy's dead. Okay, so it's 2 6s. So 6 is 12 plus 8, 20 plus 4.
12? Let's say 20.
24 damage to 1.
That guy is in fact not here anymore.
The shrunken replaces his head.
That was
His
the
head
one in
just
front
snaps
of me.
back for a moment. You just
Let's
look
see
like
that.
there's a tiny little shrunken head on this guy's body before his body just drops down
Then I
to the
just-
ground.
And then just yell out, run! Retreat, I said it.
With that, as you rush into the room here, you are going to feel a presence. Something swipe down at you. Something hard and sharp and heavy.
Me?
That you, my good sir. And as it is invisible to you, you are flat-footed, so it's a -2 to your AC.
Okay.
It's going to be a 26 to hit.
Yeah. I just have less blood than everybody. I don't know why
Not
they go
a
after me.
crit.
Oh, crit.
Just saw me throw a head really hard and thought we should go after this person.
Okay. You are going to take a total of 20 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And where this rips across you, it's going to tear open a pretty big, jagged wound that is going to gush out a bit more blood than feels natural. I need you to make me a will save, sir.
Yeah, Cammy's paranoid. I'm hemophobic. 17 plus... wait, it's a will save. I was looking at you for that. Plus 13, so 30.
30? Okay.
Yeah.
You're maybe perhaps in a bit too much pain to
And
really
I just
be
got somebody in one. One.
You also riding the high of,
Yeah.
of killing a guy. Guy was mildly stabbed already, but it's okay. We're not going to tell him. Let him think he one-shotted him.
I was not in the hall at that point.
Yeah,
That's fair. You
there's
didn't
no
see
way.
it. That's
You would
fair.
not know.
You had no idea. You thought, as far as
Like,
you're
wow.
concerned, you ran in here in hero moded.
Yeah.
But then, afterwards, as this blood starts to just pour, it's thin. It's almost like water. It doesn't even have the consistency of blood as it runs out. You feel several small, slithering tentacles reach and wrap around you, or at least at you.
Okay.
We're getting the most average rolls on planet Earth for our perfectly normal average guy over here. It's going to be a 22 against your flat-footed.
22 against flat-footed. Oh, because -2.
Because it's still invisible.
So yeah, so then it
Because
just
you can't see exactly where the attack.
Yeah, it just meets it exactly.
Just meets it exactly.
No.
Good news. Only 9 points of slashing damage.
On top of the 20.
That's fine. And as it gets these tentacles and this big biting whatever it was it's raked across you, whatever maw this thing has, you again start to see the blood from this wound drift and pull up away from you. Almost like just streams of it were defying gravity and effervescing off into nothing.
No, I need that.
This is going to be an athletics against your fortitude DC.
Fortitude DC.
Ooh, I'm gonna use my villain point from Ghost of Azan
He
to
did it.
re-roll that too.
No, and it's
did
to
it,
me,
guys.
so you get another one. Apparently.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna follow my instructions.
He's investing in the future.
2 into a 9, which is still gonna be a 26 versus your fort DC.
26 versus my 40C?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would succeed even on me. So
So I was like,
Yeah,
probably
but-
succeed. It's not gonna be a crit succeed.
I don't know where my
Probably.
card went, but I had a card. I didn't use the hero point. Oh, there it is.
The floor.
Because this one is before you attempt a this is a fortitude save, or is this
It's a fortitude save. Oh, it's not a fortitude save. It's just
it's going against your
against your
fortitude DC.
DC.
Oh, then never
So it
mind.
succeeds.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Good
found
news!
it.
I got another villain point from Ghost of Azan, who says the offer still stands. This is the infinite villain point, as long as I just put it over here.
What did you do to Ghost of Azan?
What did you do to Ghost of
Existed? I
Azan?
don't- It happened in Starfinder too, so.
Well,
You,
no, that was to Riley.
That was
and
right.
Starfire.
Yeah.
you
Somebody.
are
That was on the old
drained
West Bane
one.
system.
As a surprising amount of your blood starts to get pulled out of you. That is going to mean as you are level 7, you are going to take 7 points of damage, and your max health is going to go down by 7. It's also going to reduce anything based on your constitution, your fortitude save being the main one that comes to mind there.
Really familiar with this card.
Yep, and it's the same one that dealt it to you. Well, I guess not last time. You got drained pretty recently by a
From a
weird
plant.
plant.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the time before that, as all of you would see, as this blood starts to fill and flush out, this floating, writhing mass of talons and tentacles hovering in front of you.
Not invisible anymore.
Star vampire. No, because as it feeds, it fills with blood, and now you can see it.
That was
I
my
nudge
intent.
MD and I'm like, oh my gosh, look! Did you see that?
Before
I'm helping.
another turn, battle cry on the guy who was the closest.
Go for it.
Yeah. That's a 14 on the
He's
dice. 29. He's spooked.
He's definitely, he's right. Yeah, the closest guy there's definitely right. And at that, the one in the back of the room is going to not draw his blade, but reach for a short bow that they just have set out on the table in front of him. You can see 2 more that were nearby, so the other 2 have needed them. Pick up a short bow, pull an arrow from his quiver, and just start loosing a couple of shots out towards the available targets. The most open of which is certainly EZ, who doesn't really have a guy in front of him right now.
The big star vampire.
And
I
very
wish you
much
didn't
looks-
dance your way into this one.
It's feeling good.
Very much looks the most injured of the group here. He's going to take a shot.
Yeah. Try it.
He will
30.
try.
Succeeded.
Not a crit.
Good news. It's not sneak attack either because you're not flat-footed to him at all.
I'm the front
So
line
just going to
fighter.
be 7 points of piercing damage. And then he's going to knock a second arrow and fire that off. Die away to space.
A lot of tiny damages, so still.
This is Marius' MO. all tiny damage.
Or 28 to hit.
Still hits.
Doesn't stop hitting.
6 more points of piercing damage. So Easy's getting a lot of things going wrong in Easy's life all of a sudden.
Hey, how you feeling over there, man?
I went from full health to a quarter.
Hey!
Hey, you're still standing.
You know what we call that? Conscious.
It's just good for me to know. I'll just plan ahead on my
MD, as we come around to you, you see this thing materialize in front of you, and you see Easy getting, well, I think absolutely bodied is appropriate terminology for what is happening here. And your first instinct is just going to be to yell out, "Get down!" and shove Easy to the ground as hard as you can. Make a trip attempt against Easy.
Down, Mr. President.
Athletics. So it's 8 plus 15 for a 1t3.
Versus your reflex DC.
So that's 10 plus 15.
10 plus your modifier.
Yeah, 25.
Oh, so he doesn't knock you down. Now, I will
Don't touch me.
Let me knock you prone.
let me tell you that being prone does give you a bonus to AC against ranged attacks,
So I can.
but it does make you flat-footed against the star vampire.
like-
That guy. You can willingly fail if you want. It will make the guy shooting at you less effective.
Yeah, I'll let it. I just need a hug. Is this a hug? I just need a hug right now.
This is a shove in the shoulder.
You letting it?
Yeah.
And so your first action, acting on instinct here, is to shove Easy to the ground.
Cool.
Trying to be a bigger target. You have 2 actions left.
Second action is a pick is going right in this guy's back right next to me. He swung on Cammy.
It's gang up time.
Yeah.
I
13
stand
on the
around
die.
confidently.
Plus 16 is a total of a 29 versus his flat foot.
29 versus his flat-footed is a crit. He's
He
also
dead.
frightened.
You're gonna wish you never even looked at me, Bucko. Look at this
the
guy.
the pick comes straight into like
Oh, pick crit. Oh, no.
Yup.
Oh, he's a corpse.
He's
6 plus 4 is 10, 16, 20, 23. That's not true. I forgot about that. 25, 26, doubled.
Yeah, he's dead. Pick does what Pick do. What happens to him?
As it's not even a thought for MD. He just takes the pick and swings it into his back and kind of separates his vertebrae.
This dude was untouched, and
Yeah.
you absolutely with a singular strike
Yeah, just
bring him down.
completely take him.
And
down.
MD for tripping.
Oh yeah.
Azentrock, take a hero point.
Thank you.
You got 1 left.
And I leave the pick embedded in the man to step towards the vampire.
Which is also gang up.
Trey.
Well, I was going to sit here and just poke people, but instead I will now move into the room to have both of them within my reach.
You want to switch places with me?
And I'll actually go all the way to adjacent to the guy with the bow. So I'm standing beside
You have to
him,
rush him with your spear. Okay.
and I want to be standing beside him instead of in front of him.
What's your speed?
25.
Because you need to get to the door with Cammy and over these couple of corpses, it'd be 2 move actions to get up next to him.
Oh, well then one farther up, so I'm diagonal from him.
That'll work.
Yeah. The point is to cover as much of this side
Yeah.
of the room as possible.
Leave him nowhere safe.
Exactly.
That's good.
And now that he's there, I'm just going to kind of grunt at him, ignore him, and start stabbing the star vampire.
You're not important.
I'm the kid. He's not important because if he tries to use the bow, he's going to find out why he's not important. 27 to hit the star vampire. 28.
8 will still hit the star vampire. Yep.
I assume flat-footed doesn't matter.
Flat-footed still just gonna be a regular hit. 28's not the kind of gas you need to crit this thing.
You never know. 9, 16 damage.
16. All right, solid. As you swing at it,
Piercing.
you feel that again, as you did before. Did you have this spear last time we fought one of these? I think you did, and I think you're already aware the stabbing effects against just kind of a mass of tentacles is not terribly effective. It's
Yes, I had
it's mostly effective, but it's not. You're not swinging at full power.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to poke the spaghetti.
He's got to do the ghost tactic.
Yeah.
Poking him with a poke and
yeah.
swirl.
Well, yeah. So stabbing, kind of hard to get a good grip. Swirl.
It's your
Like,
thing now.
It's in there.
It's your
Swirl
thing.
It's a good tactic.
Poke and swirl works every time.
We should have grabbed.
No, not every time.
Poke and swirl
This
works
isn't a spirit.
most of the time.
I tried to spaghetti a non-spirit and got a 19.
Yeah, 19 is not going to do it. Yeah, apparently it's a ghost exclusive tactic. Doesn't seem to work quite as well on
Ghosts?
a corporeal creature.
Done.
Even if he's made of spaghetti. Cammy.
As Trey's passing by me, nearly immediately after being hit, I'm like, "Do you want to trade? Do you want to trade places?" I'll be like, "Oh no, you got that." That's Stoke.
What's Stoke do?
That's Stoke giving him a little bit of extra damage.
I got a
every
flat
time he
plus
hits.
10 now.
Yes.
We add numbers.
A little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra juice.
Give him some gas.
Give me some gas. And then I'm going to promptly step to the side and tend to my friend on the floor.
Now, over here, as you step over, I mean,
Band-Aid.
you already cast your spell. You are very clearly in reach of this star vampire, of this massive tentacles. They're quite long, but it didn't do anything to you before. It's just you're going to end your turn in its range here.
Yeah, but he's going to go down.
Oh, Stoke the Heart's verbal only, anyways.
Oh, that's fair. It doesn't provoke.
Yeah, you're just like, ah, and then you keep going.
So,
Laying on hands. Yeah.
Okay, so how?
That's going to be
24.
24.
Plus 2 AC.
Yes, plus 2 AC.
So it's like
I
you're
was
not
gonna say, 'cause
flat-footed.
it went up, now it's big. It's so big.
it is big now,
It's
actually.
big.
It's
Six per
24 is
level.
one action. Pretty solid. 24 and plus
it's
2 AC.
Pretty
to
much
you.
doubled my health. Thank you.
Good job. Back up to the top at Marius.
All right, I'm gonna step
Crouching.
into the room to be next to Cammy.
Look, we made room.
I'm gonna hunt prey on the other archer. Because
Archer duel.
Yeah, this room ain't big enough for the two
Well,
of us.
this
so
is
he can have a
not
couple
A
arrows.
fair archer duel. He can't fire back or he dies.
As you go to fire, he is going to quickly attempt to dodge out of the way, nimble dodging with reaction.
Yeah, it's a natural 20.
It doesn't matter. Fair enough. Natural 20. Nimbly dodges
yeah.
directly into the head of the arrow. He goes, you know that thing where you try to dodge something and you just juke right into it? He's
When
doing
you
one
say
of
that's
those.
done.
You meet someone else in a hallway and you both try to pass
each
yeah,
other.
that's
Yes,
he just did
yes.
stab it with an arrowhead. It's unfortunate. Bad choice for him. You hate to see it.
Yeah, that's. Let's get this numbers.
Deadly.
Okay, 5, 10, 16.
It's a lot of numbers.
23,
Plus.
24, 25.
50.
No, I already
Oh, it's your total.
doubled.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Ooh, I was like, wow, he's dead. But no,
It's a
25.
bow.
25 is not a kill shot. It's just a pretty powerful shot. He
He's
does
was
also
the
pinned.
first
But he still gets one more.
that was shot one.
He's also pinned.
That's true. He's pinned to the table now. That shoots right through his overcoat and pins it to the side of the dining table. He's stuck.
Bows
gonna
famously easy to use. With one.
At this point, I'm kind of angry, so I'm gonna re-roll with the shot from the Sane 221. I want a little bit more. A little bit more.
Do a 20.
I got one worse, so now it's a 2.
I saw it bounce off a 20.
Yeah, so that, unless that hits with a
I don't think
15,
you're
I don't
hitting
think
on
it's
a
gonna
2.
happen.
I don't think. Look, we're level 7. We're big boys now. I don't think you're hitting people on a 2 on your second attack quite yet, Mr. Flurry Ranger. We'll work
might.
on it for later. But you have one action left.
move hump. No, move.
Oh, you
hump
had
prey
to move.
and
You had to
the
move.
shot.
I forgot you had to move. Easy.
Okay.
Come on, buddy. How's the floor?
Yeah, I shouldn't run ahead. If not for Cammy, I'd be dead. MD pushed me down, and that's okay because I'm a slad clown. And my fancy clothes is all blood red. And that's courage.
That
That's
sounds
correct.
super
That's a form
courageous.
of
That was
courage.
just like a matter of fact courage.
Real
Yeah.
courageous on that one. You got the spirit.
And when I am laying down in a pool of my own blood, can I still attack and throw things?
Yes, your attacks have a -2 while you're prone. And you just any attack rolls, whether it's from a spell or anything else, have a
Okay.
-2.
I'm just gonna be like, crow's feet, go! And I'm gonna throw it at the guy who hurt
Not even
me.
a rhyme. Just
Crow's feet go.
10 plus 15, 25, 26.
26 will hit him.
Yes! Okay.
Crow's feet go.
Can I get 2 more?
Just throwing
I
weird
choose
mummified crow
you.
feet at people.
Oh no.
Screw you!
Oh no, it changed things. It's fine. 6 and 4 is 10, 12. Plus 4, 16.
16
17.
points of damage.
17
17 points of damage.
Also courageous.
doesn't
I'll
You're doing
leave it
work.
in the middle.
Yeah.
Huh?
that doesn't quite bring the last guy down. He is just
The 1 HP.
barely still. He's at 3 HP,
Whoa.
sir. Just barely still up. At the end of your turn, as you're still seeing the blood just pull up from this bullet from this wound, you are still bleeding pretty profusely. You're going to take 9 points of bleed damage. I need you to make another will save.
Okay.
Mr. Hemophobic.
16 plus 13, 29.
You're good. Roll to see if your bleed ends. As the star vampire here.
That was cocked. 8 plus. It's a fortitude?
No plus.
Wait, it's a fortitude save?
It's
flat
just it's
check.
not plus anything. It's just a flat check.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just
For a
it's
15
roll a
plus.
15 plus, so you're still bleeding.
I'm still bleeding.
This thing is still feeding on easy on the ground. And
Minus 9 blood?
You can minus 9 blood. You can see it fleshing out, flush with the color of, well, the pool that Easy is laying in as it starts to
I'm okay.
even inflate a little bit. These smaller, thinner tentacles swelling as the claws attached to them start to reach and thrash around. Closest, easiest prey here sure looks like it's MD. So we're going to go for that as one of these thicker clawed tentacles reaches out towards you. Good news, you're not flat-footed because you can see him now. I rolled it. Wow, I wish that was on camera, honestly. That's like... So let's just quick recap because it's funny. My dice tray looks like this. I just rolled a die that went...
Basket.
Did it.
That means you missed, right?
Extra points.
Landed in one of the little
Extra
side things.
You should put like plus different pluses on there.
Oh my
it'll
God.
add
Like an arcade machine.
Yeah.
yeah, there's like -1, +1.
One of them's a bankruptcy.
Ooh, I will villain point because
That's not easy.
I've
it's not
had
against me.
Hypervol. I have 3 different people. who
Oh,
give me
okay.
points. I've had Hypervol's villain point for a couple of sessions now. We got to get that one on the board. I'll villain point a natural one. I'll do
I'll
it.
take it.
Get him, Star
But we're
Vampire
watching
Man.
you. Okay.
24.
Yeah, you-
24
Degree.
actually does not hit as MD. We fought these before. MD knows what's up. I just kind of step away a little bit.
Okay, we're big boys now. We got real levels under our belts. All right.
He is wearing
That's really
medium
cool.
armor.
Tentacle's gonna try again. Second one's certainly not gonna hit either.
I'm dancing.
And then you're gonna see in the center of this mass a large beak, almost like an octopus, that just chomps out towards you with a desperate final swing that certainly is gonna be very easy for you to avoid through this mass that's writhing around. This guy is in hell.
He should not be here.
He has 3 options.
Die.
Unpin himself, which provokes.
Yelp.
It's manipulate. Shoot, which provokes, because it's a ranged attack. Or draw his sword, which provokes, because it's manipulate.
That's why I
So
moved.
make your attack of opportunity, sir.
He has options. He can just put down the bow and cry.
Make your attack of opportunity.
Is crying a manipulate action? Or is that only if you rub your eyes?
Crying provokes.
We've been over this.
That's a 13.
Nothing.
It's a manipulate if he's trying
so
to get.
plus
If you rub
19.
your eyes,
He's
I think
dead.
that's
Yeah.
manipulate.
He's no, none of these avenues available to him are going to work. And Trey is going to handily strike down the last of the human opponents in the room. Hypervol said, hey, that didn't work. Try this one.
Thank you, Hyperball.
I gotta spend them, man. I gotta be throwing these out here. I'm trying. I'm throwing them. MD.
So remind me, when we fought this thing last time, we didn't get flat-footed when we were flanking it, or were we ever able to flank it?
You were not able to flank it before. No, it did not seem to make a difference. It didn't seem the way it moves and undulates. It wasn't meaningfully affected by it being attacked from multiple angles.
So
Okay.
gang up does not work then.
No. So that means, MD, remembering how Trey fought this last time, he's just going to reach his free gauntlet hand in and just grab a massive tentacles for a grab action.
Okay.
I want the spaghetti in my hand.
Wet.
I'm going to use
Feels
this
like
hero
brains.
point that I just got from, whose name I cannot remember, sorry.
Truck. It's where you
As
got
in
journals.
I wrote it
Goodness.
down. I was looking it up. Thank you. The reroll it as like it's a weird feeling to grab just a pile of tentacles.
It's just a big sponge.
For an 18 on the die, it went from an 8 on the die to an 18 on the die for a total of a 33.
33 critically succeeds, as it is very easy
to grab a hold of this writhing, fleshy thing. But as you do, it's a massive tentacles. You've got a good hold of the center of this. You've kind of grabbed on. But as even still, that just kind of puts you into the mass. You can feel these writhing, slithering, undulating strands all around you, and there's way more than just what you can see. Some of them no thicker than hairs, some of them basically invisible in the flickering fire and lamplight of the room, that you just feel them slither and snake around your armor. I need you to make me a fortitude save.
13 on the die for a total of a 25.
25 will succeed, but out of a raw, impulsive reaction, you are immediately going to let go. That experience horrifying.
Man, that's not fair.
You didn't take an action. You still got 2 left.
Use an action to grab him.
I guess that's fair. He basically took an action.
Yeah, I got a crit.
You're a little stressed.
I'm
That was a
very
nat
stressed.
1 on your instinct check.
Listen, man. Can I use a hero point to reroll that? From Scott. It's high value.
You know what? This is not going to be a regular thing, but because it was a crit on the grab, I will let you roll your own instinct check on that. Go for it. Scott will give you the power. 3. He lets go.
He gave you the power.
He
You
gave me the
fumbled
power.
it.
Scott said this is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
Thank
Scott's
you.
like, no, fixed
Thank
point.
you, Scott.
Fixed
Thank
point.
you, Scott.
2 actions left.
Swing and swing.
Swing and
Swing and swing. 12 and 12. So the first one would be a 24. The second one would be a 20.
24 will hit.
Okay, cool. It is slashing damage as
Okay.
he just reverse grips the razor and just starts going to town because it's gross filling. For a total of a 10, 12.
12 points of damage, but the good news is that this slashing razor seems to be exactly what you need to cut through something like this. As no resistance at all, it is going to cut cleanly through the mass of this star vampire. Trey.
Stab, step, combat grab.
Fair enough.
So first stab.
You guys calling the entire turn.
Well, that's what I'm doing one way or another. 25.
25 will hit.
It's a 6 on the die.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. 17 damage.
Okay. Not quite that, of course, but most of it.
Step up. And then again, choking up on the spear as one arm goes in to grab, the other one goes in just to get a hold of this thing and hold it down so that the rest of my teammates can cut it to pieces.
Scott says, well, that didn't help MD much. Maybe this one will. There you go.
Thanks, Scott.
So
Scott.
a 29 to hit.
29 will hit.
And then... actually, I'm rolling... Oh, no, it's just grabbed. Combat grab's just
Combat
grabbed.
grab is it's just grabbed, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
not-
regular grab.
Yeah.
And then you do unarmed damage, right?
No, I still stab it.
With the combat grab?
Yeah.
Okay.
I stab and then because I hit grab, but I have to be adjacent. 15.
Okie dokie. And as you get a hold of it, you have the same experience as MD did. It's not pleasant to grapple this thing. I need you to make a fortitude save. It is truly unsettling.
Well, that's an 18 on the die.
Oh, you're good.
Would you like a 33, sir?
Cammy.
Yay.
Yay.
Yes, my turn. All right. First things first. I'm gonna hype up my teammates a little bit. I'm gonna say, "You're doing great." That's stoke.
Have a little stoke.
Have a little bit
As a
of that.
treat.
As a treat.
And then kind of
Just gonna make
watching.
hissy noises at the star vampire.
I'm double checking my work.
You see all of it blushed with all the blood swelling through its body. It blushes with Easy's blood.
Well, I have kind of given it a little bit of a look-see, and I'm staring really intensely. This is going to be Needle of Vengeance between it and... Because you still have it grabbed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So between it and... I'm assuming it doesn't want that.
No, probably not.
So,
Will
basic
save?
will save.
31.
Well, you know, you could be stoked, too. That's my last action.
This thing, whatever mind it has, is beyond an enigma. It is, seems to be, as you cast a spell, near unassailable. Grabbing it easy. Will saving it hard.
That's easy.
Marius.
All right.
Never.
It is grabbed, so it is flat.
Yeah, now it is flat-footed. It's grabbed. So
I'll hunt prey on the vampire, and I guess I will step forward one toward it, and I'll attack with my short sword. That sounds like it might be a little bit more effective than the arrows.
fair enough. He's been watching what's happening and learning.
It's an 8 on the die for a 23, 24.
24 will hit.
Yeah.
Plus ones matter.
Plus one's come up so much. It's crazy.
For a 2, that's gonna be I can math 7.
So that doesn't sound like a lot, but without its resistance, it is probably better than you'd be doing shooting the bow.
And
Also, you get a ton of quick draw value swapping weapons.
yeah,
So you got one left.
I'll hit him one more time. That's a natural 1.
Quick draw goated. You got one on there. One solid hit. He's not going to resist anything. He's taking the 7. Easy on the floor.
Yeah.
Tried to quick draw too much, mess up the
going down
animation.
there?
Okay. I want to get off Mr. Tentacle's wild ride. Oh, this blood is a lot like a red tide. MD pushed me down, so here I lie. I wonder if you can use blood to make tie-dye. I want to hide. And that's courage.
Is it?
It's in a way. In a way, it distracts you from
just decided
fear.
the ground is your home now.
Yep.
The
And
slow descent of his courage.
trinkets go, and I'm gonna throw more things at this.
Throw some crap.
16 plus 15. The 31. And 32.
32 will crit.
Huh?
There we
32
go.
will crit with the flat-footed from the grab.
Ooh.
32 will crit.
Forget with telekinetic projectile, you can choose what type of damage it deals: slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning.
Yeah, I mean, I just got a bunch of trinkets from downstairs. Plates, cutlery, I don't know, slash.
Slashing seems to be going pretty well for everybody else.
So this is double.
Yeah, you just roll it and double it. Double the whole thing.
Okay, the whole thing. It's plus 4 and everything. Okay. 8, 2, 10, 11 plus 4 is 15, doubled to 30.
You did it.
That's a pretty telekinetic projectile there, Easy. That's pretty good.
I'm fighting my fears.
You bleed for 11.
Oh.
And need a will save.
Hey.
Now he's going to make a will save.
And you get to roll to see if you stop bleeding.
10 plus 13, 23.
It's just on it. All right,
it a
you're
fear
still
effect?
good. It's
Is it a-
exposure therapy.
And is it a fear
Yeah.
effect?
Yes.
Okay, so it's even
I would
plus
say your
one.
hemophilia is a
Oh,
fear effect,
yeah.
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 So his exposure therapy
It's
seems to
a
be working.
phobia, sir.
He's
And
too panicked.
I'm fighting back, so it's I'm fighting my fears.
And then
Help.
give me one more to see if the bleeding ends. Just a flat check. Need a 15.
10. No.
Nope. Still bleeding.
Ah.
Small mistake was made.
Having.
Oh, because it wasn't a crit, he'll take half of the Needle of Vengeance damage.
It's a basic
Okay.
save.
As
Yes, my mistake. So he'll take 4 anytime he tries to take a hostile action.
Okay.
My friend Trey.
Trey's got a hold of him.
Come here.
He
Which
tried to
I
grab
anticipate he
on
might wanna do.
to MD, and it didn't go very well for him. You still see the blood pulling up from MD. These tiny, slithering hair-like tendrils siphoning away from this wound, just dramatically seeming to exacerbate the amount of blood that he's losing. And it's looking pretty cut up. Easy's blood is starting to leak out from a whole lot of slashes and gashes across this thing where tentacles have been severed, splattering all across the floor. And it needs to live. So it's going to try to grab the guy that's worked on before. And it's going to reach back for the snack on the ground.
No.
But
Easy is a
It
snack.
needs the heal.
No.
It is far from mindless. And
This
prone.
is just an attack, not
Just an
anything
attack.
special.
Yep, it's just got reach. You're going to be flat-footed.
I'm so slippery because I'm covered in blood.
Yeah,
though.
he's very slippery right
It's so slippery.
Greased up easy.
As it reaches out with a taloned tendril. I've been told to use these on you. Ghost of Azan.
No.
You're gonna
For
re-roll the
once.
4, thank you.
No,
For
that could
once
have
he
been
uses them
9.
on you.
Went up.
A 1.
By 1?
Yes.
As a
Is
matter
that
of fact,
enough?
21 to hit your flat-footed.
Yeah.
Not gonna do it.
I'm so slick. I'm covered in my own blood.
He's desperately trying to wiggle away. As
He's
Wriggling
trying to
in
grab
the
a
pool.
bar of soap, is it?
As these talons just hit and scratch
No.
through the wooden floor, the tentacle sort of doubles back and it's just gonna try to regular grab you. It's not even going for a strike anymore. It's just trying to get a tentacle around you so it can feed. Still gonna take the multiple attack penalty, but this is against your fort DC instead of your AC now.
Okay.
Got another hero point from Ghost of Azan.
Oh
It's a
my
pleasure
gosh.
doing business.
Immediately.
I'm gonna spend it.
Oh my
Reroll that 5
To a 6.
to a 6 to a 19. It's like a 6.
Well, you can't crit on a
You
grab.
absolutely can crit on a grab.
So what does that mean?
Restrain means
grab.
the only action you can take is escape the grab. You can't do anything else. You can't cast. You can't.
Well,
inspire
you're assuming
courage.
it's alive when it
This,
gets
he
back
has
to
to be
his turn.
conscious, but
No,
that
it.
Oh, that's also fair. Is going to be
It was fair on either side.
a 31 versus your fort DC.
Jeez.
Yeah, mine's is a 21.
So it is failing to strike him. Just gonna wrap and layer around him, and you will see it fully wrap around and draw easy in, dragging him across the floor.
Don't
and
worry,
just
my friend said that you can't crit a grab.
a
so
smear of blood as he
You're
is
gonna be fine.
bound up into the mass of
Oh.
this
This is
thing.
a personal nightmare.
And then it's going to feed.
Okay, that's a lot of actions.
Just 3 actions.
I know, it just feels like a lot more.
Because
he's
he's
rerolled
rerolled
two.
two.
That's
Oh,
fair. I'd
true,
have
yeah,
these
yeah.
2 hero points. 27. This is definitely going to succeed versus your fort DC. You're going to see it again pump and swell. Many of the injuries across of its body shooting out little spurts of the blood even as it draws it in. But it is going to feed. You are now drained 2.
So that minus 14?
Minus 14 off of your max
Minus
health.
14 total, not
Total,
not
yes.
another 14.
And you go down another 7. Your current and max health go down another 7, so you would be down a total of 14.
Okay.
As it feeds, MD.
Yeah.
It's flat-footed.
This looks pretty bad to you. You need to get easy out of there.
Kill the food source.
You are immediately. Do you have a free hand right now?
Yes.
You are going to reach out instinctively and just try to pull MD free.
Easy.
Easy free, you're MD.
I'm
MD,
free.
well, easy free. Make me an athletics check.
The 13 on the die for a total of a 28.
28 versus the Star Vampire's athletics is going to succeed. And as you reach in, your first action is ripping Easy out of this thing's tentacle, out of its mass, and just drops back down to the floor. As you, again, try to interpose yourself here. You get 2 actions left.
Was that an attack action?
Thank
That
you.
is an attack action.
Okay,
That was a
cool.
grab.
You're
We're just
strong.
going. We're going.
I'm just bombing these instinct checks for you. You apparently have added another into your care.
I've always cared about Easy, just not as much as Cammy.
He's ranking.
There you are ranked.
He's always
Okay.
ranking. He's
Always
clear.
ranking.
He's vocal about the rankings.
That's fair. That's fair.
Um,
Not like it's a secret.
initial buddies.
Initial buddy.
So first slash, 12 on the die is a total of a 24 versus its flat-footed.
That'll hit.
Cool.
You can absolutely sneak attack it.
It's just
Yeah,
hard
it's-
to get there.
Yeah, it's hard to get it set up, but you can get it.
It's not so much as a sneak attack, as it's just a lot of force behind it.
Hit it very hard.
5, 6, 12, 15, 16 damage of slashing
16
variety.
damage of slashing. It'll take all of that.
And
That'll bring it back to where it was before all the healing it did on its turn.
one more go. For a natural 1. You know what, Scott? Scott! Scott. This was dive out of danger,
It's a big reroll kind of day.
but it is a big reroll kind of day. For a 9 on the die. For a total of a 17.
Okay, not quite.
18?
I guess
18 versus
it's
flat-footed.
second multiple attack penalty. Trey, you got to hold this thing.
Well, it hasn't been stabbed enough. So instead, choke up on the spear, stab, flip it around, dazing blow, dazing blow.
Ooh, okay. We're going with a beat the crap out of it approach. So
Exactly. If it wasn't pressed, I'd do it 3 times. The first hit is 24.
24 with the flat-footed. And from Guess Who in chat, guess you know my favorite, MD.
Thank you, Scott.
Scott has chosen his champion.
That's only an 18. I rolled a 3.
First dazing blow is going to miss.
And then I don't know, plus
the minus 10
10
school of whacking.
for a 16.
So you get it with the first
all
strike.
All of those were
but
very small numbers.
the dazing blows are tough. You're not sure where to aim. It doesn't. I mean, it's got like a central mass, but not much to
20.
it really. 20 points of damage, solid.
20 poke.
And from Azentrak, a point to spend on the next chance to kill easy.
Okay.
I don't know what you did to
I'm
chat.
targeted.
Oh,
No,
that
there's-
wasn't Ghost of Azan.
No.
What?
We have Azentrak now. We have multiple in here, banding together.
In the Discord, if you feel free, just tell us why.
Tell us what Easy did to your
We just
family.
want to talk.
I can change.
As you swing repeatedly, just trying to pound into this mass here, it does ride out of your grip at the end of your turn, bringing us to Cammy. As this thing freely rides around, still very hurt in the center of the room.
Ew. I'm going to. Am I able? I'm able to reach easy from here.
Yeah, no,
right?
you're
Okay,
adjacent,
I don't
yeah.
need to step.
Diagonal is adjacent.
Yeah, kind of staying still in my nice, comfortable space. My familiar space, crouched behind empty. Just kind of reaching over inside, just be like, there you go. That's another lay on hands for you, brother. You need it.
Another 24?
24 plus 2 AC. You need
Doubled
it.
my health again.
Oh my gosh. And then I'm just going to
By the
I'm
way,
like
Ghost of-
reaching out to tap him while I'm waving my hand around frantically, sustaining your Stoke the Heart and Needle of Vengeance. Yours is gone. I'm so sorry. I'll get you next time.
Ghost of Azan says, my soul is full of malice and you make a good target.
Oh my god.
I'll soak it up. It's fine.
Just a class A hater and you just happen to be there, my guy. Unlucky. Truly an unlucky day for you. Marius, who is just banging out all these instinct checks.
Yeah. I want to try to cut the spaghetti.
Okay.
So-
The spaghetti is pretty well chopped already.
That's a 17 for plus 15 for a total of 32. 33.
33 will regular hit. If he was still grabbed, it would have crit. But not
You
quite.
can have a regular.
Can you get a good little slap in there?
5, 3, 8, 9.
9 slash.
Almost.
Another. It's an 8 plus 13 for 21.
Not quite.
And
Can he get there?
one more.
Can he do it?
No.
No. He's swinging. He's like, it's
your moment to kill the thing that caused your phobias.
Easy. The last chance before he might just heal a
Because
ton
I'm not
again.
restrained. I could do things.
You are not restrained. MD pulled you free.
You won't.
You are
Feeling
bleeding a
little
lot.
bit better.
I'm feeling a little woozy.
And your wounds are just like patched over with this yellow, almost like moss-like fungus that's just stretching across them, being bled through as this is just drawn
We're all
away
gonna
by
be
more of these
trees by
tentacles.
the end of the campaign.
Okay, well, I'm
You're
just
making
gonna-
lichen.
Fun guy.
Well, once we kill this, we'll have killed all the summon monsters. If we sell all the trinkets here, we'd be pawn stars. We should buy a ship and sail the sea. A pirate's life for me. We should practice our hardy hearts. And that's courage. I'm a little delirious because I lost a lot of blood. And just pull whatever's in my pocket and throw it really hard.
Does his attack count as a strike?
It is making a strike, yes.
Okay, I want to play this this point that says strike true. So play when you or an ally is about to make a strike. The target rolls twice
Oh.
and takes the higher result. The strike deals extra die damage on a hit if the attacker has fewer than half their maximum hit points, or 2 extra dice if they have fewer than 1/4 of their hit maximum. Hit
Oh,
points.
it's 2 extra dice for
Yeah.
sure. So, like, is it technically a strike? No, but I want the hero point cards to go into stuff.
Okay, 16
spell
plus
strike.
The spell strike, it's close.
16
counts for
plus
blesses.
15 is
31.
31 plus 1.
32.
Is it flat-footed or something?
No.
It's not. It's a regular hit.
It's okay, regular hit. And
But
then
it's definitely below a quarter health, so you get rolled 2 additional dice. I just put 2 more d6s in your pile, my guy.
Grab these if you don't
I
mind.
think it's based
No,
off.
don't
based
say that.
off
It's his health.
Yeah, but
Oh,
your
he's
health
below-
might
it's
also
So
be.
your health, are you below a quarter?
Wait, not after the health. Not after
Are you
the
below
heal.
half?
Below half.
Then give me back one of my dice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Now you've got the right total.
Okay, whoa, that's a lot of 6s. Okay, 6, 6, 6, and another 6. That's 4, 24, plus 5, plus 1 is 25, plus 1
That's
is
it.
26,
Plus your modifier.
plus my modifier is 30.
How do you end this?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, just all of my loose change, paperclip.
Telekinetic
I've been-
shotgun.
Yeah, all of the little like
Blunderbuss.
tentacles splatter and my blood goes all over the walls and I just close my eyes. And just
Telekinetic blunderbuss.
hardy hard.
He's getting ready for piracy, boys.
I just like, pretend like
whatever's
in
in
my
there. Just
in my haze I'm like loading a cannon. Just
Random
fire.
bullcrap, go! And you just throw.
MacGuffin.
It's just all these coins
We've sunk
and
the
bits
ship.
of metal and stolen forks and like just random trinkets
forks.
all just rip through this thing as it shreds this star vampire apart, which drops down to the ground, the color bleeding out of it into a stain across the floor as it fades out from view to just a wet, translucent hump on the ground. You bleed for 5.
Does it stop?
But at that point, the whole party could intervene.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like you could
But it
definitely
could stop on its own.
You want to roll to see if you just flex it off at the end of such a cool turn?
11.
He doesn't, but the rest of you know.
It's
Of course,
okay, we're here with gauze.
Thank you, Scott, for that last hero point.
Wait, how much damage did I
Speaking
take?
of Scott and his last hero point, before the break, MD needs a buffer. May all the enemies suffer.
Yeah.
Scott!
Oh,
We'll
it's
pick it up
gone.
in a second.
no.
I got all thumbs. The second verse, a little easier than the first on the Star Vampire, as well. The EZ had some minor difficulties,
It
but
didn't spread the bleed across the
as a
entire
whole,
I took
I felt
9
much better
damage.
about this one.
I didn't
the
get
previous one
touched.
went way worse.
it's
for me.
almost like you guys are
I took like 100.
much
damage.
more powerful
It took so much.
well,
than the last time that you faced one of these. And you have a great tank.
Yeah.
Over here.
I took more than my health
Just
in damage.
juicing you
I have
back up, but
78
don't
health.
move you.
Like he's a
Stay
blood
there.
tank.
Just keep healing him. He'll be fine. He can handle it.
You're taking it like a champ.
He's just hemophobic, literally getting all of his blood stolen by a tentacle
He doesn't have
monster.
to worry about being afraid of his own blood loss anymore if he doesn't have any blood.
That's true. It's easy. But he's empty now. He's trained too.
What we have a goal. If we turn him into a skeleton, no more phobia.
Whoa. I could be a
Get
skeleton.
on.
We're gonna
blood.
take our midstream break now, everybody. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you for all the hero point and
Oh my
reroll
God.
support. A lot of fun shenanigans
Yeah,
coming out today
thank
for
you.
sure. It's gonna be about 10 minutes while you're waiting if you want. We got a lot of accessory content that can go be checked out. Go check us out on our socials, the Twitter or the X or whatever we call it these days, the UGT show. We got a Discord link that you can head up as well, where we talk about all the funny stuff that happens on these streams. And if you want to support the show directly and get yourself some bonus behind-the-scenes content, check out our Coffee or our Patreon. For $5 a month, you get a little bit of a bonus video of us mostly just being clowns, honestly, in the aftermath of every episode that we make here at the UGT show. Not just Strange Aeons, all of them, which is 3 shows right now. With this, tomorrow's, well, we don't have Abomination Vaults tomorrow, but usually the Sunday is Abomination Vaults. So we'll have a show for you tomorrow, though. And now, the newest adventure in space.
In space.
Wednesdays with our
Space.
season 2 of Secrets Between the Stars. Don't go. Welcome back, everybody. Delicious whatever is in your mug.
Water.
Water.
made a
Delicious water. we rejoin our, again, can't really say heroes, but adventurers.
You don't have
here.
to rub it in like that.
I let
it's
three
it's
people
my
go.
Default. It's my default. That's true.
That
You
was a hero.
convinced 3 people to leave.
I took so much damage. I'm a hero.
Hero to villain is a range, right? It's a spectrum.
That's fair. Upstairs in the sitting room in the main mansion of the Lowls estate. And our 5 heroes that we have here are...
I'm going easy, so I'm a hero, also kind of a pirate. In my days, in my blood loss.
Slightly delirious. This one. Lost a lot of blood very recently.
My name's Sully. I play Cammy, the itty bitty gnomish lady who's pumping the life back into Easy.
Howdy, I'm Derp, and I play Trey, the Hobgoblin frontline smacky boy.
I'm Colby. I play MD, the full-blooded orc frontline other smacky boy.
I'm Marcus. I play Marius, the Ghoul Dwarf Ranger. I don't have a joke for this one.
Wait, for this last fight, he was also a frontline smacky boy.
Yes.
That's true. We have a lot of those. We got a excess of frontline smacky
Slashy.
boys. But his last fight, Easy was a frontline smacky boy.
I was spanked, I believe.
Whoa.
He was the smacky rather than the
Yes.
smacker.
Yeah.
The tank
Yeah.
and spake method got taught to him, but not appropriately.
So I just die.
No, so
Here-
you tanked and spanked.
Here in the sitting room, as
Worse.
this writhing mass of tentacles fades back to a transparent wad of clear flesh, through which you can see the floor absolutely smeared with, well, almost entirely Easy's blood.
It's all Easy's blood.
It's. Did it hit anyone else?
No.
You got a little stabbed
By
by
the
the
dude.
cultists.
Not from the, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, like, lightly stabbed. So it's like a little bit, but it's almost entirely Easy's blood.
It tried to
The
attack
room-
you.
It missed 3 times.
Yeah.
Falls
But is it just?
silent.
Good job, Easy.
Thanks.
Heal up and get away from the doors.
And I'm gonna go basically trade places with Cammy and just kind of guard
Yeah.
both the
Fair
side
enough.
and or those are windows. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm-
you can
is
see
that
there's
it?
only one other door that
Oh,
leads
there's
out of this
one.
room because you saw it outside the mansion's almost
then I'm gonna
kind of
stay right where I am and
U-shaped.
guard the door.
It's like this is above the dining room. It's just this one room, and that's going to connect back to whatever's above the foyer. It's going to be a fairly linear mansion. There's not going to be a whole lot of offshoot rooms. It's just not. The floor plan's just not big enough for that.
I'm perfectly happy where I am then.
So how are you healing up? You've used a couple of lay on hands already. Are you gonna sit around and get a few more of those? Because
Unless we're gonna camp out for a minute, and
That's
I'll
what I'm
just
asking
do
is
the
how
lay on
long are you
hands
willing-
pump and focus and stuff, and
How
get
much
my focus points back.
time are you
Otherwise,
willing
I can
to
just
spend here?
Do like sort of just basic.
We got those 4 healing elixirs too, right? Did we distribute them? It was a while ago. When the same time we got the ring, we got 4 healing elixirs.
If you want to take the
don't
10
know.
minutes to do a medicine check, you can also refocus. And then
Now
at the
you
end of
did
it,
just treat him over in the. Oh, you were. Yeah, you just got treated over in the guest house. So
Yeah.
you pretty much walked straight over here. You're not going to be able to do a medicine check
yeah.
quite yet.
gotta be magic or bust.
These are.
Is he immune to everybody's or just?
These are immune to medicine checks. Battle medicine's the individual one. Regular medicine check is just your immune. He's been treated already. And the problem predominantly is the amount of blood he's lost, which isn't easily treated with bandages and poultices.
We have it all right there. We could just siphon it back in.
I know one way to get rid of drained. Holly, the bush downstairs.
Oh, can we just feed some of the?
We got 2 tied up people in the guest house.
I did want to try to make friends with Holly a little bit more.
That's so true.
Well,
Yeah,
if
I
we're not
could-
taking the time to heal, we do need to keep moving.
This was a pretty loud encounter up here on the second story. This would have been audible through most of the manor.
I'm at 45. Out of now 64. So I mean, if my health gets lower, I can reach max health.
I just drained him a couple more times. It'll be good.
Yeah, if I
Not
get
as much health
drained
as-
once more, I'll be at full health.
Here's as much health as
Oh,
Cammy.
gee.
It's gonna be soft boy hours for a little bit for Easy, I think.
I'm gonna stay in the back now.
I don't know if we ever distributed those potions. I only have 2 written down.
Seekers, give me a perception check.
Seekers, perception.
I'm looking.
No.
Oops.
Wait, I just rolled the same. You bumped into my die and rolled the exact same thing.
What do you got?
I got a 16 on the die plus 16 for what's 32.
14 plus 13, 27.
2732. Both of you two would notice that In this room, next to one of these big sideboards, up in the corner nearby you, the blood is sort of run across the wooden floor and reached out to the corner of it. You can see movement underneath it. It is a couple inches up off the ground, sat on some little legs, and something is scuttering around under there.
Under where?
Under this sideboard, just in the northeastern corner of the room, kind of right next to all of you.
Like in the puddle?
Like underneath the furniture near the puddle. There's a big old cupboard, basically.
I'm gonna pull out my stick and kind of start to get down low.
Yeah, hold on, we might
and
have a
start
rat.
just kind of poking at where
you
the
don't have to
movement
get that
is.
low. You're already most of the way down there.
I'm gonna get low
But
the way I get low.
As you get down and look under
Lower
it
than most.
and reach for it, you would immediately see something, I'd say about the size of a fist, maybe a little bit bigger around than a rat, shoot away from you and scuttle into a gap in the wall. A little crack somewhere under this piece of furniture out of sight.
I kind of go, oh, it went into the wall. I don't know what it was.
Then leave it be. Let's keep going.
Is there like a trap door? Is there a secret compartment? Is this open? Is there a wall?
Can we move?
Bump
Can we
it.
move
And
this?
You can move it.
yeah.
I'll move it until I'm assisted. And then I'll try to move it until then.
I can't really move things.
I move it.
There, out
And
of the way.
he comes over
Thank
and pretty handily just shifts this out of the way, to which you can see that there's just a bit of a gap in the floorboards here. I mean, nothing much more than like a rat hole you would find that just leads into the space between rooms here in the manor.
Oh.
Probably just a rat. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
You're not really sure what you saw, but it didn't look like a rat.
I don't think it looked like a rat.
It didn't look hairy or furry at all, and it looked like it had a very solid, almost like a shell.
I thought it was a turtle.
Can the floorboard be
Like
lifted
more
up?
like a turtle.
I mean, any floorboard can be lifted up. Depends on how much you're willing to destroy the room.
Oh, I want to see if it's not nailed down. If it,
That
if
is
it-
in fact nailed down.
Okay.
Yes, it's just like a little seam that looks like it's just been worn away, possibly chewed away. It's not like the floorboard is loose.
All right, then.
It
Well,
was more turtle than rat.
Turtles-
I don't know what it was, but it
Okay.
wasn't a rat.
it could have been a weird turtle.
like an armadillo.
Turtles. It's a good luck on a pirate ship.
It
to
could have
a
been an
turtle.
armadillo. Well, how big are armadillos?
I thought it
I don't remember if I've ever seen an armadillo. So.
Whatever it is, I'm sure we'll find it again downstairs or in the next room.
Yeah,
You step out of the room for a second. I'm gonna do a level 1.
Okay, yeah. I dive out, sit slow motion.
Level 1 heal
It's
across
just a level
the
1,
party.
so it's that 1d8.
Just 1d8.
plus 8.
It's just 1d8.
Oh.
The AoE
the plus
version is
8.
just 1d8. The plus
Plus
is
8 is on a
only for
single
this
target.
2-action version.
Well, you probably need it more than anybody else.
He does.
Yeah, never mind. You could come back in.
I don't
I
need
give him a
it
good
at
old
all.
clap on the shoulder. There,
Okay.
1d8 plus 8. I can roll it. You can roll it. I'll roll it. There
roll
you
it.
go.
I wanna
It's a
roll it.
7 plus
Whoa,
6.
15!
That's like half your
health.
That's pretty good.
Really? I'm like at almost full now. So.
You're new full.
my new full, yes.
All right, then. Trey, you want to take lead on the door?
Might as well.
I'll take the lead.
Cammy, you stay behind me.
Yeah, we got our new tank. He can take the lead.
I'll do it.
Still bloody and delirious.
Marius, help Easy.
He
No,
follows
okay.
Easy follows the group of you over as Trey opens the doorway here to a hall. A hall that seems like it runs north-south most of the length of the second level of the manor here. As you step out onto a small landing, there is immediately another door in front of you, and several more of them along that same opposite wall, punctuating down the hallway, 3 in total. With another pair of doors at the far end, one at the very end of the hallway on the southern end of the mansion, and one singular on the left-hand wall that probably logically leads around to whatever the opposite wing of this mansion is. It's not like you couldn't see the shape of the building from outside.
3 doors, you say.
Stop.
That's what
stop.
immediately popped
Stop.
into my head.
That was an all
Not
of us.
again.
That's kind
Wait,
of,
wait.
yeah.
Got a hallway
funny.
and doors.
All right, kick him in.
One at a time.
Wait,
One at a
one
time.
sec, wait.
Well, let's choose one to kick in.
This
and then
one.
see what
I'm
happens.
I'm gonna walk forward and DOS boot the first door.
Wait,
Alright.
1 second. Oh no.
You
Just take a
blast
second
the
next to the
first
door.
door open here. you are immediately hit by an odd smell that would be particularly pungent to Cammy.
Bit of an odd smell in
Very
here.
heightened sense. It's vinegar.
Ugh.
The pickle room.
It's a very, very potent, heavy smell of vinegar. This is a guest bedroom, clearly, and a fairly large one too.
What
as,
do you mean clearly? It smells of vinegar. I wouldn't put my worst enemy
well,
in the
when you
vinegar
look
room.
in
Think it
it,
might have
when
a
you
bed
when,
in it.
when you
I
look,
know.
there's
I just hate the smell of
it's
vinegar.
got
There's a bed.
it's
That's a vinegar pit.
Look at this pickle.
There's no obvious source of this smell as you first look in. There are 2 well-appointed beds in the back. It's as well furnished and reasonably tidy as everything else you've seen in the mansion so far, with less of the general strange clutter around the surfaces as, well, it was a guest bedroom. It wasn't somewhere where the Lowls family tucked a lot of weird little things.
All their cool stuff.
Vinegar is a
One
cleaning agent. It's
of the
fine.
bedside tables next to the door here on the right has 4 little empty glass filters and a notebook sitting right next to it. The only things that look very clearly and obviously out of place here.
I feel like I'm missing something. Can you explain a glass filter?
Yeah, like a little flask, like a
vial?
vial, like a,
Philter.
yeah,
Okay.
like a potion bottle kind of thing.
Okay.
They just have they have a fly trap somewhere in here, and that's what this vinegar smell is.
Oh yeah, they're trying to get fruit flies. Hey, Marius, real quick, can I borrow my hat that I gave to you? Because I just want to not look like myself right now.
Yeah.
Because if Ritzy sees me, I'm like really drained.
That's
yeah,
right.
I'm gonna look like a pirate. Just to
Just look like me. There'll
look
be
like
2 of
my
us. They
idea of
won't
a
know which one
pirate.
to shoot.
Can I take a look at the book?
Absolutely. It is a notebook that looks like it has a fairly small scrawled print. It's pretty difficult to read handwriting. I'm sure everyone's got at least one friend, and it's me, that's got that super illegible little chicken scratch handwriting. This is very much definitely that. And it has an interesting series of notes in it, mostly pertaining to one Ulver Xandalus.
Ulver? How's that spelled?
Ulver, which I imagine would be the same as in his file that you have.
Oh, we didn't know the full name. Right.
You have it. You have his file.
I
yeah.
forgot that his name
That's
was Ulver.
not a revelation.
stats.
No, you got that one.
We've rarely been called upon to.
It has what first in this notes are a list of names for what appear to be either subjects or volunteers for some kind of a dream study that the owner of this book was conducting, then becomes very heavily focused on specifically just Xandalus and the dreams that he was having, the things that he was seeing. And the writer of this book becomes more and more convinced throughout, and there's not a lot in this notebook. It's not a huge journal. It's pretty loose and sparse on details, and it's not organized in any way other than just stream of consciousness through day after day, whatever tests it has. Became convinced that Ulver Xandalus is, in the words of the author, the key to discovering the city. And the link to the true Stella.
The handwriting doesn't look familiar.
I'm trying to think if you would have seen anything in this handwriting before. And I don't believe so, no. There is a little bit more. The studies do continue a little bit past Xandalus to more subjects. Martin Stonka, Adelmay Francis,
Oh, okay.
Huglum, and Brick, who were all also apparently subjected to very specific and exact doses of a sleeping agent that had been provided by somebody named Miaknian Mun.
Say that 5 times real fast.
I will not.
Could you say it one more time?
Miaknian
slow.
Mun. It is
As
a
in
crazy name.
Miak.
I will give anyone who manages to spell it correctly $1.
It's not going to be me.
Could you spell it for me, Ray?
MYACNEN.
I'll just dish it right as you're saying it.
M-E-Y-A-K.
After these entries about this sleeping agent, the journal ends pretty abruptly, with the rest of the pages left in this little notebook just being blank, having been discarded here alongside the 4 files that, well, doesn't really take a genius to put together, are probably what once held the sleeping agent itself.
So, just to be clear, I can assume, just like from the context in there, that the journal wasn't written by Miaknian Mun.
No.
Because they're like named and stuff.
Yes.
It's not like them saying I did. Blah, blah,
Yes,
blah, or
it
something like
seems
that.
like it's referred to. They've
Well,
received.
yeah, or like something signed.
They've received
or-
these dosages and these alchemical agents from Miagnian Mun, who you can probably assume is some kind of alchemist. But no, not the author of the journal.
That's Malevolence.
Received them or dosed them?
Or count.
He had
Like receive or like, like prescribed or given.
right, exactly. He
Like
had
they
gotten the
bought it.
dosages from Miagnian Mun.
Okay, so he did prescribe them.
Yes.
Okay.
So it seems pretty obvious that vinegar caused all of your memory loss.
That would explain my skin.
We got scurvy.
They pickled me.
Is it really just vinegar?
Now, as you are over here, if you take a whiff of these little bottles, the bottles don't smell like vinegar. That's not what was in the bottles. The room just has a pretty heavy ambient scent of that.
Do the bottles smell like anything? I pick one up and I start really sniffing it.
Safely waft it.
Oh, is this a thing?
They don't smell like anything.
Are the beds like made or are they like disheveled?
Both of the beds appear to be made. That said, one of them is a little lumpy.
Okay.
Pretty obvious that the cover has, even though it's thick, looks like it's thrown over something, maybe just over some stuff that was laid out on the bed.
Can someone else look at this? It's lumpy.
I ripped the cover off.
You reveal what looks to be a decapitated corpse.
Yep.
That is just... Now, it's interesting, because the pose of this corpse is just laid on the bed almost like it's sleeping. And it doesn't look like it's a clean cut. It looked like the head was physically, forcibly ripped off of the body. Make me a medicine check.
Okay.
Well, if you're still investigating over there.
I am. Is that cocked? Was it a little cocked?
It was a little cocked, but you didn't do the dice test. You're stuck with that 10.
The dice test?
You got to put another dice on it, see if it falls.
What did you
I've
get?
never
Or do you
heard-
want,
it's
if
fine.
it was
It
cocked,
really
you
does
roll
not
it.
matter. It was a 10 on the die, so it's a 22.
The 22.
God, I can't believe you didn't know the dice test.
Looking at this real quick, you would immediately notice that there's more to it than that. It's not a stump. It's a hole.
He got
Oh,
scooped.
it's hollowed.
And it is not entirely hollow, but there is a pretty expansive cavity in the body where, like, the lungs should be. Most of the inside of the rib cage is a void, save for a heart just sitting there, still connected but almost loose with everything around it gone.
He's missing a few parts there, fellas.
Well, there's your problem.
It appears to be the body of a woman, but beyond that, not really a whole lot you can easily identify it.
Gee.
Put the cover back over it.
Does
Does it-
it... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Smell like vinegar. The body or the hollow.
The hollow smells extremely strong vinegar.
That
That's
makes
certainly
sense.
the source of the
That
scent.
would make sense.
Okay.
Does the book happen to mention if the sleeping agent was like a pill or a liquid? Okay, I'm gonna take those 4 just in case.
Well, they are empty, these little...
Oh, they're empty.
They're empty
I thought they
bottles.
still had stuff in them. Okay. Well then, I won't.
Just take one, give it a little.
Because I'm kind of wondering.
Yeah, they are empty.
All right, then. This room's a boss. To the
On to
next.
the next one.
Well, give me your perception checks, lads.
Gotta find the
I
vinegar.
can't even
Sick
get it.
roll.
That's the third 4 in a row I've rolled.
You're on a roll.
14 for a total of 30.
30, you're good.
12 plus 13, 25.
With a 25 or a 30, both of you two would be able to notice a couple more things. There are these little shelves and storage containers in front of each of the beds. The one on the side of the room with this corpse definitely has some stuff in it. And one of the drawers is a little bit ajar. And as you open it, there are a couple of scrolls, a small coin pouch, and a traveling cloak. Underneath the other bed are 2 cots. One of them, like child-sized, just kind of folded up and sat in the bed of the other one. This room could pretty easily sleep 4 people.
How many coins?
About 50 gold pieces.
All right.
Hey.
No small amount, that's for sure.
Real
Do
treasure.
any of the magic-y folks want to check the scrolls?
Yeah, I'll take a peek.
Yeah. Any spells?
All 3 of the scrolls, spell scrolls, of course, you would, between the 2 of you, you would be able to decipher them. There's 2 copies of one, which is a glyph of warding. This is a spell that lets you set up a trap, sort of like what was on the suitcase in the guest house. This allows you.
Or what got put in the brain hole. A spell for later.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Oh.
It's it would allow you to basically anyone who interacted with or tried to open an object without saying a certain passphrase would trigger this spell. It's a protective sort of ward. The other one is very similar. It is a different kind of glyph that would protect less an object or something that opens and more text. It's a spell that can be cast onto a passage, and somebody who read it without saying the code phrase would trigger a response. The words themselves would literally jump off of the page and bite at them and paralyze them.
Do you know how funny it is in my head that if you cast that spell on that scroll,
Did you read about it? They just they got me.
I'm the kind of person who would do that.
Anyways, everybody roll a dex check.
It sounds like we should be.
Good thinking, Trey. Here's a hero point. Yeah. Lasidios has got your back.
Sounds like we need to be careful about the potential things we find while searching.
Just don't open anything and don't read anything.
Well, you just read an entire notebook and nothing bad happened to you.
I didn't
so
read anything.
That's good. The notebook was short enough. You've probably only been in here for maybe 5 minutes looking through it. It was not a massive text or anything.
I was gonna say that I got a free reroll, but no, I picked up a +1 striking shortbow last session. So run and shoot.
Ooh, you can do stuff with it.
Remembering to breathe is the hard part. I don't know how that quote relates to run and shoot, but it's there.
Right then.
Now that, you don't think there's anything else of interest in this room here?
Cool. We
Onward.
found our room. Let's keep going. Pretty sure this is where we slept.
Most
I
likely.
guess so. But this isn't one of our notebooks. We're all listed by name.
No. I think it's Malevolence. That's probably Malevolence.
One of the beds is child-sized, right?
That much is true.
Yeah.
But
Or Lowls.
well, we weren't the last ones in here then.
No.
Next door.
Making your way down to the next door as you talk, you would come across another bedroom. This one would open up into yet another guest bedroom, but as soon as you open the door, you would hear the tail end of conversation cut short. Surprising how well and how effectively this door blocked sound from the hallway. Even the seekers would have no chance to hear this before you'd open the door. And inside, decorated in pretty much the exact same style as the previous room, are 2 more people. 2 women. One sat on the bed, one standing just kind of leaning against the wall, talking to each other, who both again stop, and same deer in headlights as when you open the door to the dining area down below. The room has no other entrances. They have nowhere else they could go other than through this door. But they don't even appear to be armed. You don't see blades on them or anywhere immediately apparent. Not to say that doesn't make you
Do I
wary
see
of the
scrolls
situation.
or wizard pouch, like anything?
Nothing
Wizard
immediate-
power.
Pouches.
Nothing
like the
immediately
spell-
obvious.
Are they glowing?
They do have a couple of
they
things sat
floating?
on the bed next to them. There are 2 like clay potion bottles that are sat next to a pair of probably 6-inch long wooden sticks, the rods about as big around as a finger, which are a little bit rough and capped with a like braided wax seal that could slide off, as well as a pair of traveling backpacks and a small pouch. And as they look at you, and I mean in the doorway here, they could probably see like the 3 of you that are in the front. Please, can we just leave?
I was actually about to suggest that.
As long as you don't take anything from the room and you leave unarmed,
And don't
that's
tell
the offer we made to everyone else.
The one sitting on the bed just sort of points at the pile of stuff next to it. Well,
Nope.
This is...
Come back for it later if it's yours. We don't want it. I don't want
Don't-
you to have anything in your hands.
Okay, none of this is weapons. Look, I'll tell you what it is. It's 2 bottles of camouflage dye and 2 greater smoke sticks. Please, we're just trying to get out of here. These are to hide us from you, but that obviously not fast enough. From Malison, from everyone. If they send anyone after us, what are we supposed to do?
Just take your stuff and leave. If you come back, I will make you regret
We're
it.
not gonna come back. We don't want any more part of this.
Also, do you know whose handwriting this is? The notebook.
It's the Count's.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, you've earned your leave. Mind the blood slick.
Thank you.
And I will step past the room and
Everyone else just back in the
She's
other
gonna
room.
quickly pick up one of the backpacks and just like shove the 2 potion bottles and the smoke sticks and the pouch and everything into one of them. And just like, come on.
Yeah. Back into the other room. Let them go past.
Which way did you?
I'm purposely going to be blocking the way
Dude.
forward so that they can't go and alert
Okay,
other people.
you want that's what they want is they want to go the way that you came in because
Yes.
it-
Yeah.
it just-
Through the dining
I
hall.
will go past the door, let everyone go around so that we
Yeah.
can sandwich them if they try and.
okay. You'll
do
never
things.
see us again. I swear you'll never see us again. Thank you. I don't know what's happening with
5
this, but
minutes from now, it's us.
this is all wrong. Everything's wrong. Come on. And she skirts out the door, and the other girl with her hands literally just like still up, wide-eyed, not making eye contact, like kind of looking at the ground as she walks past you, just sidles by. And if you let them, they will just bolt into the sitting room, and
Yep.
they're gone. Like they will make their way immediately down the stairs, not the dining room entrance. Leaving this room here, where you can clearly see that the drawers and the cabinets there have already been kind of opened and pilfered. There's just a couple of leftover bits of clothes and supplies that are just set around. A couple of torches and just kit they couldn't fit. And just around, like the room had been ransacked. But
They heard us coming. They said, "Oh no!"
we're like, oh crap.
Right.
Go faster.
Next door.
Next 2 doors, they're too close together.
There are 3 doors down at the end of this hallway. One on the right side again, which, if the pattern is to continue, will almost certainly lead into yet another bedroom. One on the left, which probably leads into the far wing of the manor, and one directly ahead of you, which, if it's mirroring, could be another stairwell. It wouldn't exactly mirror the north end, but could be anything.
Sorry, how many doors?
3.
There's 3.
One on your right, one on
End
your
of the
left,
hall.
one right in front of
All
you.
right, how do you want to do this?
It'd be best we open these 2 and then deal with the third one if we have to.
We'll open this one first then.
On 3 for both.
On 3 for both. Okay.
Maybe you're doing them together.
Yeah.
Maybe perception checks real quick before you open these doors, my seeky boys.
Another 4. That's 4 4s.
You just want to roll the malachite, like refresh your luck.
18.
Total?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you roll a 1?
A 2.
Okay.
I got 18 total too.
Sick.
17 on
You know
the
what?
dice, plus 13, so 30.
30.
There you go.
Easy.
Keep your eyes peeled.
You would hear through the door on your left into what would be the opposite from the sitting room here as you come down the hallway. The rightmost door on the map on the east side.
Closest.
It's waving.
You see Arcadis is waving it a little
Yeah.
bit for emphasis. Through that door, you would hear what sounds like singing. There's a single soft voice singing quietly.
The sirens of the sea, don't listen to them.
Right then.
I don't know what this arc is.
It's the blood loss arc.
I think we need to go through this door first.
Might as well.
All right, then. You ready, pirate?
The singing door?
The singing door, yes.
I'll be in the back.
It's your specialty, isn't it?
This is what you're good at, is singing.
We're going to bash them against the rocks. We're going down. Go ahead.
Yar har fiddle.
I know you've got to ignore him right now. You've got to just open the door.
I just opened the
You
door.
throw open the door into a much larger master bedroom, which is decorated in a Kadiran style, actually. It looks almost kind of, the easiest way, I guess, to describe it, sort of Arabian Nights, very colorful silks and tapestries hanging and draped across things. It's very not Ustalavic style. It is decorated entirely in a completely different culture. Very intricate patterns carved into all of the wooden paneling of the furniture and the bed itself. A massive four-poster with a minaret-like canopy, and just clearly the main bedroom of the house. And at the north side, sitting in a little stool up against a cabinet with a big mirror mounted across the top of it, is a woman who is very immediately stops her singing and then slowly turns and looks to the group of you. Oh, you came upstairs. Well, welcome. Come on in. Melison's expecting you. She figured you'd try something to, do whatever it is the group of you are trying to do.
Get answers.
I can answer. What is it you want to know?
Why has she been trying to kill us rather than inform us of who we are?
Well, I suppose that's an obvious question with a rather long answer. But the short end of it is that she doesn't trust you. She can't. You don't know who you are, so how can she?
We could.
Be very easy to prove who we were.
But if you don't remember who you are, then who's to say you'd come to be the same person you were before?
I don't know, but trying to kill us instead of informing us is a pretty surefire way to choose that we won't.
Well, she didn't need you to side with her to come back and help with this ritual or anything. She just needed you to, leave it alone. The joining is happening right now. It's near enough completed. And Melison's got everything she needed figured out. Her and Wyrelai finally put it all together.
You know, it would have been a fantastic way to keep us from trying to interfere. Tell us what's happening. A lot better than trying to kill us. Just
It may
saying.
be a little late. Lady Melison is attempting to complete a ritual for the purpose of these stellae, to bring them together, to bring us together with whatever it connects to on the far end.
And who are you?
Oh, I'm Ramatri. I'm a friend. I've come here from far, far abroad to help with this. I seek service to the Yellow King. This seems the easiest and greatest way to fulfill that.
Well, Ramatri, we're not here to interrupt the ritual. That's a side effect of wanting to kill Melisent, I assume. Melisent, sorry. Do you care if it's postponed a bit?
Even were you to, if you're up here, I imagine you truly have no idea where you're going. She was worried that if you were to come back to the manor, it could trigger some kind of recollection, bring something back to you, something you could use against her. I don't know what. I don't know how it could matter. But if you're up here, I assume that hasn't happened. Even if you were able to find her and the stellae in time and interfere as well as you can, even if you were to kill her, to kill everyone that you used to work with, apparently, you would only empower the ritual further. It's driven by blood. Too much focus was placed before on mental state and feeling and dreams and proper hosting and connections. It's driven by blood. Blood and sacrifice. The problem that the sacrifices weren't connected well enough. Random people off the street, I don't know what she was thinking. That was never going to work.
Oh,
Was that your idea?
I don't got any blood right now, so
You don't look like it.
it's-
Well, where does this leave us then, I suppose?
Well, we've given everyone else the opportunity to just leave. We're not here to kill everyone unless we have to.
And I certainly won't.
Will you oppose us?
If I must.
Will you stop us from leaving this room?
If you intend to find Melisson.
Then I suppose we're at an impasse.
Want to hunt prey on her.
Yeah, you could. I kind of figure you get down
Glare
there.
and daggers.
Do you know what my
Stoked.
stoking is like actively casting a spell? Are you gonna like
It's just verbal.
cast? Yeah, but it's like
So,
you're doing Harry Potter incantations. Like, are you gonna stop and cast a spell? That's like very obvious and visible.
I guess I'll
Hunt
hold
prey
off
is
for a
just like he's
second.
focusing on.
I guess I'll hold off for a second. But I mean, we know where this is going.
Well, if I remember correctly, the name... You're the one that made the thing out of that poor lady, right?
Ah, yes, she was a Manangal, a spawn of the curse that I bear. How did you come here? What have you seen in this mansion so far?
Just kind of from where we are gesture.
dining room.
That way.
Sitting room.
yeah, the vampire's dead.
Oh, okay. Well, that explains your situation.
Ah, yeah, but you should have seen how I left it.
Well, this, then you have seen the rest of me.
Hmm?
My body.
Oh.
Well, my previous hosted body. This one is working for now.
It's an interesting curse.
It's a strange one. I suppose I have much in common with that strange vampire. It's difficult to describe, really. I don't need blood, I don't need to feed, but I need energy. I don't want to kill more than is necessary, because if I don't take a body to host in it, well, they rise as Manangal, and then I have more to deal with. Which I don't need, and Melisson doesn't want either. But I don't know how to convince you, or even to trust you if I did, that you're on the wrong path. Oh well. You can try to slay me if you think you can. What you, I assume, killed when I sent her out was a drone. A mindless and near powerless version of the curse that I bear.
She resisted it well enough to at least inform us.
I wouldn't call her mindless.
Close.
If she wants to die, you're anything less than mindless. Anything more mindless?
She had free thought, but not free will.
So mindless. What is thought without the ability to control what you do?
So,
Seems a little ironic to be coming from you, given what we've heard about what the Yellow King's gonna be like.
Yeah.
It's an odd statement.
everyone
Is it?
joined as one.
The joining is not combining us, it is pulling us to a different place. It is bringing perhaps all of this world into the patchwork. We will still be ourselves, though it is impossible to know specifics, perhaps. I have no reason to believe that our forms will change, that our minds will shift. We will just be brought to a land of decadence and excess. A land of perfection, of no strife, no want.
Sounds boring.
Where somebody's already made all the decisions for you.
Why would they? You can make whatever decisions you desire, there's no scarcity.
Is the patchwork this dreamscape place?
It is connected, yes. How? I'll admit I'm unsure.
There's monsters in there. We see them from like the asylum.
There are many things. And this is the failing of trying to explain in brief terms. Even had Melisson spent all of the time since you came back trying to explain to you what it is we see, we couldn't even begin. You may see them as monsters, you may think them as demons, but that is all that weak minds can perceive. And all of our minds are weak. Make no mistake. We can't understand, well, the true nature of anything. Not yet. Not until the joining is complete. Perfect knowledge and understanding. How could that sound bad?
But at what price?
At any price.
I mean, everything. That sounds too good to be true. No violence, no want, no anything except excess, decadence, and perfect knowledge. What do they take from you for that?
The only reason that men fight, that they go to war, that they kill each other is want. Want for agreement, want for what others have, want for a conflict brought of different circumstances and different understanding. When everyone understands everything with perfect minds and there is no want or need, what is there to fight for?
And we lose our free will.
A strange way to see it.
Well, we lose all wants. I want to know more. I want to go here. I want to eat that. I want to do this.
Don't you understand
No.
how blissful beyond want would be when there is nothing you need? A true wholeness. No?
How could you? You never experienced it.
Now that is a fair question. No, I know well enough to know that you will still stay this course for whatever reasons you have.
Pettiness.
Pettiness is as good a reason as any, I suppose. You're welcome to stay here, but you are not welcome to leave. Not until the ritual is completed. I can make you a deal. If it is just Malevolence blood that you wish, wait with me. Wait until she is done.
It's already been explained to us that after the ritual's done, we won't want what we want now.
Is that not enough?
And it's enough for me right now to have to deny this deal of yours.
If we're all joined, then that means we're joined with her, and we don't want that.
The joining refers to places, to here and to the patchwork, bringing two lands together.
Okay. Well, I don't want her to go there.
I don't understand how we're the only ones who seem to be disturbed by the idea of somebody changing or erasing
Oh, we're
our
not.
wants.
We're not the only ones.
Certainly far from it. If more could understand, well, we'd have more than a couple dozen here to see this vision to fruition. The stelae would have been the subject of great research at the expense of all else, and grand wizards throughout all of Avestan and Galarian would have put aside their studies to solve this mystery, to enable this to work earlier, to finish what the Serpent Folk started beyond Starfall.
All right. We're
Sir.
getting nowhere with this conversation.
Well,
I don't.
I don't think that's true. I think we're reaching understanding, at least a little, at least beginning to. You have questions, I answer them. Wyverly has taught me at least that much, and he is very wise.
Is there a way to get rid of your curse?
Perhaps I'll find one in Carcosa.
And you have to kill us to pass it?
Why?
No, just
Oh, to
that's how it
to
passes.
it is similar, I suppose, in some manner to, well, and she just sort of gestures at Marius. There are many similar mortal curses that work in very similar ways. We have an odd lot in common, though it may manifest differently.
Let's continue to stare daggers at her.
This lady's really starting to hurt my head.
There will be no agreements made.
Cammy, what do you want to do?
You can't fault me for trying.
The answers are much appreciated, though.
Your hospitality as well.
I just wish we could have had a conversation like this sooner.
Well,
But I think that the damage has been done.
to be true, I don't expect to convince you, and from what I've heard of what you're capable of, you may be the first thing I've had to face I'm not confident I can kill. But what I can do is waste as much of your time as possible in pointless conversation. Allow Malevolence to make as much progress as possible and possibly buy her the seconds and minutes she needs to complete her rituals.
It was worth the investment for the knowledge.
And I would trade further if you wish it.
Nope.
Not anymore.
Fair enough. She stands up and straightens up, and as she does, you can see the tendons in the skin of her neck stretch a little bit, tearing slightly, even starting to redden before she settles back down, ready to do whatever it is the bearer of this curse is capable of doing.
Bearing the curse.
And there is where we will end today's episode.
What?
I like the
Is it
pirate
already
easy
that
art.
It is
Yeah.
that time.
No.
Good news.
We need a clock.
I'm gonna make a thumbnail next week, and it's gonna have something on it that you're gonna see.
Down, doggy.
Because you're like, we're gonna go in the mansion. I'm like, okay, I'll put the stuff in the mansion on the thumbnail. Then you started the session with, and with the other direction. I'm like, okay, never mind. So that thumbnail and title didn't really make any sense. That's fine. I'll make one for this week because they're clearing all the buildings. So I'll put the stuff. Nope, they didn't. They stopped clearing the buildings. They went back to the mansion. Cool. It's fine.
No, don't
whatever.
you worry. Don't
all
you
my
worry.
titles and thumbnails can just not be related literally at all.
Next session, there's no way we could possibly not.
I'm just putting Rumatri on the freaking thumbnail, all right?
Exactly.
We just run. From
We
the
just
fire.
run away. We just run.
It's okay. She still started there.
I dive out the window and go look for the nightmare.
Marius, if you do, I'm not giving you this hero point, even though Magus Plains has already given it to you.
I'll stay. Thank you.
You take this,
Ooh,
and
critical
you
moment.
engage with the content.
Critical moment. All or nothing.
That's a good one.
We just leave.
Critical moment's a good one.
Just leave Flushmore.
But
Just peace out.
Not our problem.
Rumatri very much willing to give you some information to buy Melisson what additional time she can.
It was useful info.
Was it?
No.
I mean, for me. I don't have to worry about
No,
the
it's
curse as long
not.
as she doesn't kill me.
That's why I was like, did you learn anything?
Everything
It was
one
like-
cultist says, another contradicts.
One only.
That's a
What
cult.
the guy told us in the guest house is entirely different from the.
Well, it's almost like none of them have any idea what's actually going to happen if this ritual completes successfully. Weird. It's like it's beyond mortal understanding or something.
It's like a cold or something.
It's like it's a Lovecraft campaign of some kind. But thank you all for joining us, for being here, for all the support. If you want to support the show a little bit further and get yourself some cool stuff, check out any of our partners. Norse Foundry, Eldritch Foundry. Still kind of working on trying to convince Arkenforge to be Arken Foundry because I personally think it'd be funny.
Just call them Arkham Foundry.
I could just call him Arken Foundry. I gotta find out if you Google that if it will actually pull up Arkenforge, which is probably close enough that it honestly might. I'm not sure. I'll just
Arcadis
just
is
have
on it.
Nate set up a
Arcadis
read
is
rate.
on
He's
it. I see
Googling.
him
His fingers
typing.
are flying.
Dang it! No, all right. That's also it's a thing already. That
Aw.
sucks. Oh well. Arkenforge and breaking our
Somebody already
theme.
took it.
It's okay.
We
We
just-
got a
there it
discount
goes.
code
Just buy the domain.
UGT
Search
show.
it.
You get there eventually. You get a discount code UGT show on all those sites. They give you either flat discounts or discounts off different packages, and pretty much all of that kicks back and helps us keep doing what we do here. If you want to support a little bit more directly, check out Patreon. Coffee, $5 a month, gets you the post-show content for every episode we put out. Like what we're going to do immediately after this. Or like what would normally happen tomorrow after Abomination Vaults, but we're doing a different show tomorrow because I know a bunch of the cast can't make it. So it's going to be a talk show about sci-fi, space, Starfinder stuff
Yeah.
in honor of our newest adventure that just started last Wednesday. Secrets Between the Stars, Season 2, now on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. We got a late evening option back for you guys that's an easier watch for you. We got a midweek, not in the middle of the weekend thing. It's got 3/5 of this cast over there
Yeah,
doing
dude.
weird sci-fi stuff, sitting in almost the same seats except that guy who we moved for some reason.
Change the scene.
But that's going to be it for us today, everyone. Thank you for all your incredible support. Oh, the Starfinder beats, man. The one
It's
thing
a much more hype time.
I'm not a
over the
sci-fi.
Starfinder.
I'm not a sci-fi guy, but you get so much more access.
The
to You
beats.
can't put stuff. I mean, you can, but like it's a very different kind of energy.
You'd have this like I don't know. I feel like it's more like a gnome setting.
Gnome setting.
Yeah, with all their
This
technology.
gives you
and
gnome
stuff.
energy.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Yeah, with all their
The
crazy
first time, I'm
technology.
not going to do it again.
kinda
The
like
first time I
gnome
ran
raid.
Strange Aeons, we did straight up have the Crypt of the Necrodancer boss fight.
Oh, you don't want to bring it back?
I have a way cooler idea this time. If I do decide to sub out book 5,
Guitar
again.
Hero now.
Still on the fence if I want to sub out book 5. But man, I got a great idea for a book 5 substitution that I almost want to just sub it just to run it. Oh, it's so big brain. I love it. But that's literally 3 chapters away, and I got to stop getting excited about stuff that is like 8 real life months in the
Almost.
future.
I'm
Almost 2
excited for
chapters
book
away.
6.
I am excited for book 6. man.
I'm excited for book 2.
You know
I hope to
exactly why I
survive till
am.
book 6.
You will. We'll all survive.
Oh, don't worry. In book 6, it becomes the dumb, I'm having fun arc of the story.
Aren't you already doing that?
I don't know about that one,
No,
but
for
okay.
me.
Oh, fair enough. Enjoy your weekends,
Party's ride or
everybody.
die.
Hopefully, we'll catch you on the UGT show tomorrow or Wednesday, and if not, we'll be back here next Saturday. Same time, same place, 3 p.m. Eastern. Stay safe. Stay sane.